So it's time for APAC. In PCS3 APAC, we see a lot of familiar names, the names that we have seen at least once in PCS event. But there are 4 brand new teams: Unicorn Cyber Da Nang and Hydra Gaming from Vietnam, and Sharper Esports from Thailand, and Angel Alliance from Philippines. Which team do you think have a chance to win over PCS3?
Yeah, to me it looks like that Sharper Esports probably has the best chance out of these 4 teams, being that they are 3 out of the 4 members of Golden Cat. So this is a really strong Thai team. I'm really looking forward to seeing this team perform again with mostly the same members.
And from Thailand, I really want to talk about Miramar United Esports. They have been playing so well from all PCS events, but now they have added Joman to their roster. He was one of the best fragger in PCS1, leading Q Confirm to the championship. How do you think? You always picked Miramar United Esports.
Yeah, I really like Miramar United. I mean, they're one of the best edge teams in the world. They've been really close as well. They've gotten 2nd and 3rd a lot here at the PCS events, and I think adding Jaumans gives them a lot of extra firepower on a team that already had a lot of firepower, makes them again one of my favorites for PCS3 APAC.
Moving on to Vietnamese team, we really have to talk about Divine. They picked up a new sponsorship with LG, so it's LG Divine, and they won the first ever championship in PUBG Vietnam series.
Yeah, this is their first regional championship. They got their first global championship before they got a regional one, but we're seeing why they got a global championship now. They are clearly the top of the class in Vietnam.
Actually, I know one player from Unicorn Cyber Da Nang from Vietnam. I heard that Blue has an interesting story.
Yeah, he really was kind of a zero to hero story, so I'm really excited to see this team on the stage. He had, in the previous PVS, he had 0 kills through 12 games, so it was, it was kind of a struggle. Maybe he was nervous, I'm not sure. But then, most recent PVS season, he had a 1v7. He won a 1v7. And that's actually incredible. That is, I don't care what region you're in, that's really hard to do, and especially in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was a clutch win. Moving on to Indonesia, we do have this team, Victim Rise. They're always a very strong team from Indonesia. What do you think about this team?
Absolutely, they have a shot. They have been so good at many tournaments this year, whether it be in the PCSs or something else. They're incredible, so they're always the top of the class in Indonesia, and maybe this is their time to shine.
And lastly, we really have to talk about Fury. They were the 2nd place in last PCS2 APAC. They were this close to winning, but now I heard that they bolstered their roster.
Yeah, I think Fury did pick up Flood onto the team, and Juxi went over to BAE, so they kind of swapped rosters a little bit here. But for Fury, they continue to be the top of their region. They always have been so far this year. But now with Flood, let's see if they can go from that 2nd place and maybe topple a team like Divine or Buriram and take that 1st place spot.
So last but not least is Europe. Europe is always fun to watch because there are tons of great teams. Which team do you think have a chance to win the last PCS3 championship in Europe?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good teams in Europe, so it's definitely hard to choose. You got to look at Navi again first. My pick for PCS2 didn't go so well for them in that event, but they won the PCS3 qualifiers in Europe, so they're looking very strong here. Once again, the real question is, can they maintain that strong form going into the finals?
I saw that Northern Lights also ranked 2nd in the group stage. They've won the PCS Charity Showdown, so they know how to win. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, I'm expecting good things out of the Northern Lights. They're very consistent, another really strong team behind the likes of players like Batulins. So no doubt that we know that if they play well and they show up, that they can win an event.
And we have FaZe Clan, the former champion of PCS2 Europe. What do you think about this team? Do you think they have a chance to win again?
I mean, I think FaZe Clan has to be the favorite coming into this event. It's the end of the year. It's late stage phase. We know how good they are as the year rolls along. We've seen it time and time again. We've got Gustav leading the way with the macro play calling and Fuzzface doing the micro play calling now. And of course, there's always Uba. So we know this team is sick. We know how good they are, and you can never ever count them out.
Team Liquid was the biggest contender to FaZe Clan in PCS2 Europe. They were 2nd, and they also won DreamHack recently, but then they were kind of struggling in PCS3 Europe group stage. What do you think?
So I think Team Liquid is, you know, kind of the joke is that they're either really good or not very good, but I expect them to really kind of do their homework and come back into PCS3 Europe as a strong contender for the title.
So Digital Athletics, they were third in group stage. Like, what do you think about this underdogs? They came all the way from the open qualifiers.
I have to admit, I love DA. I think they're really, really fun to watch. They're a wild card in Europe. They play like nobody else does in Europe. They set up rotation traps. They just send it on stuff that most teams would never even dream of trying to do. So they're absolutely a joy to watch. And if they win it, I will be one of the loudest cheerers out there for them.
One team I would like to highlight from Europe is Bystanders. They didn't rank high on PCS2 Europe or PCS3 Europe group stage, but I remember the 15 kill chicken dinner they had on day 4 of PCS2 Europe. It was clutch, and I was really impressed with the performance of Beanie leading the team. And I heard that he changes setting every 3 hours. It's insane.
That's actually insane. I mean, I can't imagine a professional player being able to maintain a high level of play like he does doing that. That's really crazy. I'm really impressed with them in general, and there's so many good teams in Europe. It makes it so hard to pick for this region. It's such a deep region. I mean, you got teams like TSM, Redline. It's just crazy how many good teams there are. So it's really hard to even say there's like a dark horse there.
Yeah, so it has been anyone's game for a whole year. Let's see who wins the last championship. Pick'em Challenge is back with PCS3. As always, we have 2 types of games. The main game is to predict the winner. You simply predict the winner for all 4 regions, and if you get right, you can get 100,000 EPs each. To cast a vote here, you need a voting coupon, and you can get up to 14 voting coupons by purchasing PCS3 items.
You can also get a free coupon if you tune in to the live broadcast. Same as it always is, guys. We've got the codes that are gonna come up on the screen. First come, first serve, so you gotta be quick on the draw with that, and you can use that free coupon then for the main voting. We also have a free game again with a team face-off. It's weighted voting, same as last time. So if you pick the underdog, you're gonna get more EP than you would if you pick the more favored team in terms of who is picking those teams.
There are ways to collect EPs by watching live streams. First is live quizzes. The live quizzes will pop up during the live broadcasting in PUBG Esports global Twitch channels, and you can get EPs when you get right.
Yeah, exactly, and we're making it rain again, guys. Twitch drops are back, so you just gotta tune in. Make sure you get those accounts linked. You get your PUBG account linked to your Twitch account, and this time, even better, our console players are available to get drops as well. So if you're on Stadia, Xbox, or PlayStation, you can now qualify for the drops.
For PCS3, we have added summary page to the esports tab. You can see the whole voting status and claim the reward at once here. And here are the teams that we've picked for PCS3. PUBG Continental Series 3 is right around the corner. It's the last PUBG Esports global event in 2020, so don't miss it and check out which teams will win the last championship.
Yeah, you guys really don't want to miss this. Make sure you tune in. November 5th, we're kicking things off with Asia. It's going to be incredible. There's so much on the line in these tournaments.
We'll be back with more interesting content related to PUBG Esports and PUBG Continental Series, so stay tuned. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the PUBG Continental Series 3. We're going to be having Asia Pacific duking it out once more as we're entering the second day of the competition. Looking forward to bringing you all the action. We got another 4 action-packed rounds in store for you. And yeah, if anything is to go by yesterday's competition, definitely saw there's plenty of that. I'm Play of the J, he's Contra, and again, thank you all for tuning in. And of course, to PUBG Corporation, KK Revolution, Cause Effect, and is all brought to you by Geek Events.
It's definitely a great event back in day one where we saw some of the teams here really getting a great run so far. And, well, it's still many options for you guys to pick them in the client itself where you can vote for your favorite teams and you guys might walk away with great rewards out there. And remember, there's also going to be some redeem code giveaways in between the games here for today. So make sure you guys tune in and get your phones ready to just snap that code and, of course, get that all under your bag itself. So, Player of the J, yesterday we've seen some great effort coming in from Fury and many more of the teams. So, any sort of things that you are expecting coming in towards day number 2?
Well, I mean, we've definitely seen in day one that the top 3 teams from PCS2, in fact, really dominated in terms of the overall wins. But of course, I mean, we saw a lot of good performances coming out from a number of the teams, and we can probably see them continue to make further ground here in day number 2. Just as like teams like Fury Australia, they grew into yesterday's competition, and then they managed to finally take that last win of the day. So teams like Battle Arena Elite, teams also like Sharper, which is largely made of the old Golden Cat team, and of course Angel Alliance had very strong showing yesterday, but no win. I expect these teams to continue to progress onwards here and probably achieve just as much as what we saw from these other 3 teams.
That's right, and the last that we saw through the leaderboards it was Miramar United that managed to clinch the top spot here with only a 1-point lead against Fury Australia and Angel Alliance. After that strong showing back in towards those runs in Miramar as well as Erangel, they have garnered 37 points to tie it up with LG Divine, who have been holding on towards the top spot until the very end, where they have slided down to 4th, while Magic Esports, alongside with Hydra, is still climbing their ranks. Same goes to Divine X Gaming and Victim Rise. And there's still a lot of work to be done for Cerberus Esports, Sharper Esports, Daytrade Gaming from the future, Battle Arena Elites, as well as Team Free Rocks, Purple Moon, as well as Unicorn Cyber Danang. So the ones with the single digits here is, of course, at a concerning spot, but we didn't really expect to see teams like Unicorn or even Purple Moon to be all the way down there.
Yeah, I think for Unicorn, I mean we can understand that maybe this is their first time on the stage. For Purple Mood, I mean they still have Just Moments and Boss Sense on the team, but for the large part, it does look very different from what we've seen in the past. People like Honboya have moved on, and they really added extra dynamic. So I don't expect them to be able to live up to the glory days that they've had. I mean even some of the bigger teams here, they've had some roster changes as well, Divine included. But of course, they've managed to bring it together here back in PCS2, and they're still bringing it here. But yeah, only turning up on Miramar, it would seem, as you can see that it's still a bit difficult. And some of these teams at the bottom of the table probably we'll see them have a bit more resurgent performance later.
Yeah, I certainly expect some of the teams to be finding their ways to be searching through the charts itself. So we'll be getting ready for our very first matchup for today. So we'll be having 4 matches, and we'll be starting off with match number 5, contains where we left off yesterday, all the way to match number 8. So this is going to be the schedule for the PCS3, which includes all the other regions as well. You're currently watching the APAC region. So if you guys want to earn even more of those points, you guys can tune in through Thursday all the way to Sunday each weekend of November itself. And we've also got 16 participating teams coming from the APAC region with Sharper, Daytrade, Miramar United, Magic, Purple Mood, Divine, Esports, Cerberus, and DXG.
Oh yeah, and we got Unicorn, Cyber Danang, Hydra Gaming, Victim Rise from the Future, Angel Alliance Battle Arena Elites, and Fury Australia and Ferox all going to be rounding up. And yeah, these are the guys who have really put in quite the shift to make it over here. And they're definitely not going to let those chances go by the wayside. And we do have the 6 days where we'll be playing 4 matches each. So it's going to be another 2 of Miramar and Erangel today. And, this is our beloved point system super rules. Going to be dictating the pace. 10 points for chicken dinner, 1 point per kill. And you got to get a good balance of both to win.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're only playing in both the classic matches in Miramar as well as Erangel. So next week onwards, we'll be starting on Erangel before we hit in towards Miramar. So yesterday, Miramar really offered us some explosive games coming in from all the teams that were on board, and I'm expecting pretty much the same sort of affair that will happen throughout the Desert Dunes itself, and hopefully they're pretty much prepared for what's about to come.
Yeah, I mean, those were some crazy matches on Miramar, and hopefully we'll see more of the same. Of course, these teams are fighting over that championship title, but also the $200,000 prize pool. But of course, that is supplemented by all of you, ladies and gentlemen, who have managed to buy some of these awesome PCS3 skins, as 12.5% of the in-game sales is going to be added to that prize pool. But at the same time, 12.5% of it is going to be directly given to anyone who's already managed to get to this stage, because it is a momentous achievement for a lot of these teams. Some of them are quite established here, but for others, like we mentioned that Unicorn Cyber Danang, that is their first time here, they're definitely going to be reaping the benefit of that. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for sustaining PUBG Esports.
That's right, and we can't do it without you. So with that, we'll definitely reward you guys with all the redeem codes that will be available midway through the game. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for all these great rewards to come, and make sure you guys do your predictions where you guys could put in a little bit of that sort of EP, and who knows, you might just be rewarded with even more for you to claim your prizes.
Indeed. So each code that is dropped in the middle of the match will be at least 15 minutes into the match, ladies and gentlemen, just for your information. It's a one-time use, so the fastest person to redeem it will be able to use that to cast their vote as to who you think is going to be winning in this round of PCS3, and that's across all of the regions. But yeah, make sure that you do try and get that to secure your vote. But of course, if you did buy a skin, or you are thinking of buying a skins, that will also confirm a vote straight away for you. So make sure that you do have a go at that, as really every time the PCS comes around, the skins look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I just love the new implementation where everyone can just get in the action as well, to be behind the backs of their favorite team. And man, this itself is kind of like your own fantasy league where you could just do your prediction. But the difference is that the games are happening live, so it's pretty much down to how you actually predict on who's going to be able to take the chicken dinners at the end of the game. So with that being said, we'll be slowly moving in towards our first game. So yesterday we've seen some great chicken dinners inside of Miramar, but both of it has been won by LG Divine Esports. So talk us through to this sort of win streak that LG Divine Esports have been managed to be acquired by them 2 back-to-back games.
Well, I mean, Miramar, I mean, we were blessed with 2 great games to start off PCS3, and very much the same tone that we finished PCS2. Very hectic, tumultuous, a lot of teams really showing that they're gunning for each other and taking very precise tactical decisions to make sure that, if some teams want to abuse their position, that they were going to really drive them all the way. And, we saw that especially in game number 1, where, it always seemed that there was a bigger fish around the corner, and one team, after finishing one off, I mean, in typical PUBG fashion, you would get the other one taking them out. Buriram United looked promising in that first game, but of course, there's always another one to overcome them. It came down to Day Trade versus LG Divine Esports, and yeah, it looks like Divine was able to get the edge there. But I think, the second game of yesterday, that was the highlight for me, because that was a nice urban finish in Chumacera, and really, it was just so crazy. 4 teams there right at the end. I don't know if you saw in the highlights, real, ladies and gentlemen, but do have a look at that. No one can see anything as the circle is closing down to 0, and LG just managed to come out on top thanks to Magic Esports.
Yeah, and Magic was just hiding by the corner, and that pretty hectic area of Montevideo was definitely something to watch out for, where even Burum United couldn't really predict those sort of nades that were being thrown at them as they got wiped out. But hey, Burum United, they are top one on the leaderboards for a reason, as they've been absolutely consistent. Whether or not that they get that chicken dinner throughout the other games, it didn't really matter, as we saw them close out the day on Erangel with that big win.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, looking at the game where they were going against Fury Australia. Fury Australia also looking a little bit resurgent despite only getting 2 people out of Sosnovka military base. I mean, just those 2 individuals, Yikika and Ronan, I believe, they managed to take out the entirety of Sharper Esports that was pinning them down for the longest part at that military checkpoint. But yeah, could only go so far, as Buriram would be able to wrap that up. But Fury, being the team that actually tied for first place in PCS2 and went out on the tiebreaker, yeah, they managed to win the final game, and they look really comfortable doing it. So probably they're just going to keep that momentum going here.
Yeah, they really go in with very clinical finishes, as we see them getting better and better throughout each one of these matches. And I'm pretty sure that they still remember that hurtful pass of PCS2, where they were looking to actually claim that throne, but they were only a couple of kills shy from doing so. So with that, of course, they are looking to do even better inside of PCS3. So keep your eyes wide open for this sort of chase coming in from Fury, as they are only 1 point behind Buram. And for LG Divine, getting pushed down to 4th spot is leaving them a little bit uncomfortable, but knowing them on how they play, they have this formula to get by in towards those late phases of the game. So it's going to be a little bit of that tricky situation for the other teams to be able to put up that challenge.
Yeah, I think experience really plays a big factor. I think we talked about that yesterday as well. As really, some of the teams here are going to be, it's their first time. Others are just continuing to build up the experience to the extent that they can really deliver. Teams like Buriram United, Fury Australia, these guys have had their issues in the past. When they first started appearing on the stage, they have slowly managed to get more consistent results until this point where they're looking pretty good. Divine, of course, Powerhouse in 2019. They looked quite quiet until PCS2, but now they're looking live here with this new roster that they have, well, semi-new roster. But yeah, there's still going to be other teams, even though they're experienced at this stage, they haven't delivered. So I think one of the teams that we're all watching is Cerberus. Definitely they have the talent and capability. They've been playing now for a while here, but it seemed to always escape them where expectations were high to really deliver that final blow. And of course, they had a good round on Miramar as well, where they were just racking up the kills like no one's business.
Yeah, and same goes to Angel Lions. They were pretty much on the same boat as well. They get a whole lot of high kill volumes. Couldn't seem to be able to actually have that stamina to actually finish off the game. And who knows, these two might be those dark horses that might be able to go into the finish line by the very end on that first spot. So still a lot of all these sort of the tier crafting that's coming from us, but we still got many more days of action to go, as we've got so many games. About 24, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that
yeah,
more?
24 matches, and it's going to be a long road. Of course, those who are going to be the more consistent for this marathon are going to be coming out on top and taking away the title of PCS3 champion, and it's quite a coveted one at that, as is the highest honor that you can get at this point of the PUBG competitive calendar. Unfortunately, no global finals is what we're used to having, and hopefully everything can return back to normal in a quick amount of time. But anyways, for now, we are in here for our first game of the day. It's going to be on Miramar. Let's see how these teams want to duke it out.
I love the fact that they gave us the rankings for Miramar only, and we are looking at LG Divine with that 2 chicken dinners. They have secured 31 points in this specific match itself, and Cerberus coming in really closely as well on 2nd place. Now, loving all these colors that's coming on towards the map itself, and we'll see a couple of drops in towards the region of Los Leones as Purple Mood will be duking it out against Fury, the ones that are looking to take the lead on the leaderboards. And man, this is such a big city for them to actually take the fight early on. It seems like Fury will have Ronan here taking that Mirado to just sprint off early on.
Yeah, so they're going to be securing some of these early vehicles. It looks as though our circle is going to be relatively okay in terms of neutrality, I think, compared to what we saw yesterday, whereas all on that western side, for the most part, just really giving some of the teams nightmares. But this one, it's going to be a number of teams already well established in there, so there's still going to be relatively large pockets of avenues that they can still use to make rotations, especially along that northern side, the western side. Miramar famous for having all these highway roads. That is going to enable them. And next level, camping on the rotation side of things is always appearing on these roads from time to time. So they have to be ever so vigilant.
Yeah, they definitely will have to be very vigilant at every given moment. And we're taking a look at some stats coming from LG Divine, currently sitting at 4th placing with a whole lot of total points garnered from ranking itself, with that double chicken dinner coming on board with a total of damage of 3,594 being dished out by every single one of them. And good news for LG Divine is that they are currently sitting right smack in the center of the first phase, and it's between the valleys up north of St. Martin. So perhaps they could be the ones to be able to get those high angle views coming from those hills to be able to pick off anyone that comes close by.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to abuse as much of the advantages that are presented to them. And, I think we saw that straight off from the get-go in the first game of yesterday, where they were just really trying to take such advantageous spot against Hydra Gaming, the newcomers here from Vietnam to the PCS stage. But, yeah, I mean, that just goes to show that you have to really be conscious about your positioning throughout. I mean, of course, these teams are going to know that very well. But, these small little fights or engagements that go against you, they have a way of propagating into the later stages of the game. And I think if you remember when Sanok was still inside the competitive map pool, we would actually see this being extrapolated like tenfold, where it's just so dire for anyone to be delayed or anything in the early stages.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that, and I actually prefer the rotation of Miramar as well as Arangel. Not to say that I dislike Sanok in any way, but it does get a little bit too hectic for my liking, and this is where we see a lot more of those rotations coming on with those vehicles. And usually with Sanok, you don't necessarily need vehicles to rotate across the map, and that's where we do see more big plays coming in from the larger maps of PUBG. Now, Angel Alliance already making a move all the way up and towards the northern side, and they seem to have pretty much a good clearance as they are trying to get past Monte Nevo. Now, they have to watch out for Sharper, who's pretty much on the move as well, but they are having a little bit of a head start, which will be planting them on towards the mountains of Picado.
Yeah, and I think they'll be looking to try and abuse the gaps in the vacancies at a lot of these compounds. So again, they're not being too ambitious. They're just getting a little bit within striking distance, because it's very characteristic for some teams to really just wait until phase 2 is about to present itself and just make sure that they're instantly mobile, especially if there are going to be some significant shifts. They can take advantage of that. So right now, Division X Gaming, they're just going to try and map out some of these teams going to be moving through these high ground areas, so that's going to allow them to plot out their next moves ever so much more carefully. Battle Arena Elites on your screen at the moment, they still going to be very much looting around Minas and Morales. They haven't had a circle which has been really bright over them, and see whether that they can turn it up a notch here in day 2.
Yeah, and for Battle Arena Elites, there's a whole lot for them to chase through, and For now, they're just making their rotation as usual in towards the mountains in between San Martin as well as Picado. Probably will take a little bit of the pit stop nearby the power grids. Now, Daytrade is going for those scattered loots. As we can see, Vanatica is a little bit too far away from his teammates, but hey, he's just doing a little bit of a scouting duty. Here comes Unicorn, where they have been having a little bit of a slump at the start, but there was quite some big plays that came out of their players back in their own Vietnam series, where we see that blue really clutching off a 1 versus 8 scenario for that chicken dinner.
That's absolutely incredible, and have to see if he can repeat such a performance. But now looks like Power Grid's side is going to get a little bit hectic here. Subang goes down here as our first blood of the day in the hands of Timoy, as Victim Rise is really putting the pressure here. But it's also going to be Battle Arena Elites trying to weigh in on their former home ground, and looks like Sophia not going to be able to influence things. Oh my goodness, only 5 HP remaining here, as the attention of Victim Rise firmly going to be on the Malaysian player.
Oh, lucky for Sophia, he will be able to find some creases to cover himself by just proning down. And Joxie's going to be attacked for a little bit. And lucky enough, those tires are still intact. Not so lucky for Cerberus. They take a little bit too much damage, and First Blood goes over towards the side of Victim Rise.
Yeah, so Blue Zone well on its way. Currently still having some teams outside, but they're going to be making their way a bit earlier before the Blue. Yesterday we saw the Blue Zone actually dealing a little bit of damage, as really teams were having a little bit of masochistic tendencies there. But for the most part right now, everyone has already managed to get into their positions, and the LG Divine is going to be right in the middle. Unicorn Cyber Danang is trying to influence things, but Buriram is probably not the team that you want to anger on this one.
Yeah, and Buriram is pretty much prepared to actually trade back, but for now, it's going to be Mad Dog here to try to tap over on towards the other corner, where we are just looking at the members of Hydra taking a little bit of shelter for the temporary measure. As for Cerberus, they prefer to take some of all these sort of the creases of the mounts so that they could just get some natural coverage to protect themselves. But Fury looking pretty nearby as well. They won't be going in for much of a full commitment unless if Ronan as well as Flood will be able to take some quick peeks to be able to get one pick off of Cerberus.
Yeah, and Fury Australia, they got a bone to pick with Cerberus. It was game 2 yesterday that they actually took out all of the Australians out, so they'll be definitely wanting to get one over them. Cerberus didn't have a good match number 1 yesterday, but game number 2, that was when they were really lighting up the field. But they did it from high ground over by Monte Nuevo's southwestern side, and yeah, they kind of got edged out by the Blue Zone and just couldn't get down from the high ground. So see if they have a bit more measured approach. And now we're seeing, looks like we're going to be shifting a bit further north, and this is going to be acres of space for these teams to move into.
Wow, look at the crowd coming in from the southern side itself. Doesn't matter if it's southwest, southeast, or direct south. Oh my goodness! Looking at Edie here, just picking off Twans without him knowing that he's coming here from the highways, and he's going to be feeling a little bit down about that. Unicorn Cyber Danang now loses 1.
Yeah, so going to be a bit unfortunate for them. They have to really just try and stop losing players occasionally here and there, because that's just going to propagate itself into such a big issue later on, as these team engagements is just going to be so much more difficult. And yeah, just to make it into the later stages, to just say like one person in your squad is incredibly difficult. Not to mention you can't really take a lot of effective firefights. But Haisaki in game number 1 actually did manage to demonstrate his survival skills in that one, and unfortunately was not able to overcome the 2 remaining teams, as a nade falling flatly on his lap.
Oh, Jen Foss is walking directly towards the members of Magic. Tonkei managed to sprint right off, as he will not be able to continue with his pursuit, as Victim Rise already securing that first kill much earlier on, and they won't be able to actually get that sort of pick. But hey, does spot out that little bit of the pixel of the helmet, and they're just going to be able to try to at least burn out the vehicle to let him be stuck right under that ditch.
Yep, gonna continue to pile on the pressure. Fury Australia, they want to try and have a good start to the day. It was really encouraging end of yesterday though, but now looks like we're gonna have Victim Rise still under a lot of pressure. It's gonna be Tonkei just trying to apply that much more. Look at the connections landing on him, and they're going slower and slower as he creeps up towards the top of the hill with the gradient is just so high, and you can tell that they're so close. Another point of damage, just not enough here, and Victim Rise, they're going to be sweating that one off here as they're going to be able to get out with all of their players.
Oh, that was way too close for comfort as well. And driving upwards with the buggy, yes, you might get slight speed, but once you actually make some drastic turns, that's where you lose a whole lot of that momentum. While as for Day Trade, they're going to be looking to pick up a brand new truck, as they'll be technically refueling themselves in that sort of way. Now, Fury still not getting any kills as of yet, but they do hear some movements of the vehicles coming in from the side of Buriram, and it's right smack in between a couple of teams here. Members of the side of Buriram should be playing this one very carefully. With that circle moving up towards the top side, a lot of teams here are just struggling to find the optimal position. But as for Angel Alliance, they're coming in through the crater side, and they might be in for a big surprise.
Yeah, everyone jostling for position here is going to be a bit awkward. La Cabrera, of course, is going to be a little bit open, but no one wants to go there. But look at the meantime here, Buriram is engaging here with Fury. They already knocked down Flood. It's not looking too good. Sharper also getting up on the kill leaderboard as well. But Eddie, he's getting in close range. He's going to confirm the kill here as Buriram. It looks to close things out on the rest of them as Fury is scattered everywhere. But now Evil Patrick's in trouble here as Angel Alliance. They're getting pushed as there's going to be Sharper still continuing their aggression here. Tino is going to be getting on the board here for them. Currently, Algin Bots is still trying to prime a little bit of smoke grenades here to just give himself a little bit more breathing room while the rest of his team can get into position. But right here in Crater Fields, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, Angel Alliance with the smart move to be able to cover a little bit of the line of sight at the very least for Mad Dog to trade right back. But they're pretty much surrounded. Although the good news is that Ferox will need to actually force a push or just sprint the other way around. Zemo's going to be able to knock down Tonkei and instantly gets another kill for Victim Rise. They're going to be the ones that will be taking a little bit of lead here in this first Miramar match of day number 2. Mad Dog doesn't seem to be able to actually land any of the shots coming from the barrel, and he will possibly take a little bit of shelter for the moment. But as for now, it doesn't seem like it's favoring either side all too much.
Yeah, it looks as though Sharper is not wanting to fully commit to this one here. Looking at the circle firmly over the main crater is, you can already see Maxonis. He's actually transitioned all the way to the ridge of the main crater here just to try to get away. And right now, they only have one player left here. Kim Siba is going to have to try and bug out as everyone has already disengaged from this one. Angel Alliance, they're going to be primed and waiting here.
And they trade the last few teams to actually make it through, but it's a smart decision for them to head directly in towards La Cabrera, judging that there's no team that has been dropping with their parachutes in towards the city, so they'll be taking a whole lot of a new stack of loots while they're taking a little bit of the waiting time. But Ferox is going to be joining in shortly as well. That's something that they will need to look out for. 59 players are still on the board, and there's still going to be a long time till we see big fights actually erupt.
Well, I think, things are reaching boiling point here as things are really crowded on the eastern side at the moment. There's just not a lot of spaces that people can converge into. Buriram here moving right next door to Battle Arena Elites. I'm not too sure that this is going to work out for them because after this, they pretty much are going to be hitting a wall. They got Battle Arena Elites on one side. They have Magic Esports as well. And then there's still going to be LG Divine Esports all the way down the roadside there in the factory. So really, it's just really building up here and difficult. Oh, code on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you try and redeem it in-game here as soon as you can. This will give you a vote here for the PCS Pick'em Challenge, so you can cast your vote and win some awesome EP and use that to redeem some awesome prizes.
Grab that quick, because if you snooze, you lose. And we're going to be looking at some sort of the update of the map once again, and this is going to favor the likes of DXG, currently sitting so pretty at the top, And Purple Moon tries to drive past the side of LG Divine. This is not looking all too good. They're crashing straight in towards the side, and it's going to be flipping over. Bad news for the side of Purple Moon, but they're taking this fight. Levi's getting a little bit of damage done, but he'll be knocked down instead.
Oh no, that is a little bit of a misplay from Levi's, and that's going to allow the entirety of Purple Moon to get in here. 2 players still on their feet though. Namsi looks as though he wants to try and knock down the building here if he can, and really just continue to pile the pressure. Don't let them settle here at the moment, but Battle Arena Elite's also repelling Marimar United. They have been forced to push into the factory complex here, but Sophia is going to get taken down straight away. Now Loki's and Nepahor though, they're going to be getting in on the action themselves as they look to stem the tide here, but right now Joxy, he's going to be a little bit further south, so he's not going to be able to influence this. And from the future, in the meantime, they're perched onto this battle. Nepahor, in the meantime, trying to get the nade in here and just suppress them.
Oh boy, they just went in for that opportunist moment, and Loki's now might just be able to pick up the rest of Miramar United. That's 1 kill secured by the side of Loki's. If he goes deeper inside of those rooms, there might just be a little bit more as he climbs to get a little bit more of that hiding ground, so Buram might not actually suspect them as they try to make an exit.
Yeah, right now, just a lot of information denial, but from the future, they're going to be in the same neighborhood here. In the meantime, we see our first team exiting. Looks like Purple Moon not able to sustain against Divine, and now we'll see what Battle Arena Elites can do. Loki's trying to make good use of this positioning, as mentioned, as currently the Indonesian squad here of From the Future. They could push in here and take down both of these teams, but, you know, easier said than done. It looks like an absolutely gritty set of circumstances, and no team will want to give way. But at the moment, Battle Arena Elites looks as though that they have the little bit more staying power, and they might be able to have a little bit more gatekeeping, of course, with Joxy in reinforcements as he's moving over, might help them a bit more.
Absolutely agree with that, and for the moment, Miramar United could only turtle in towards that little storeroom that's going to be their permanent shelter until the rest of these teams leave the facility, but not on the watch of Loki's, who's already on top of that shack. And it seems like For the Future wants to look for better areas to play, and they know that this is going to be a long standstill, so they'll be looking for better opportunities elsewhere, and Bariram will be wiped away by Loki's himself!
Wow, that's Battle Arena Elites taking down the current leaders here, so they're going to be eliminated very early on here. Fury Australia, though, they're trying to make inroads, but the Victim Rise not making this easy. They've already taken down Ronin, but looks like the res going to be coming through here in the end. But now Angel Alliance, they're in trouble. They only have 2 of these members left here. They face separate problem. Mad Dog gets shot out of the car here, and now looks like they're just trying to get a semblance of cover here, but it's already smoking. Ferox, they're looking to capitalize. Sharper is also moving in from that south side as they're out for blood.
Man, I don't know if it's a bump on the road or it's just a tiny little pebble, but that has stopped them on the tracks. Now, down to only Nan, and they've got no points, and Sharper is chasing from the back for the rest of the side of Ferox. They're not going in for the push for some particular reason, and now, with 3 of those members coming in from Sharper, he's got way too much on his plate, and those rain of nades are just coming at him.
Oh yeah, and he just has to really try and weather the storm. Currently, he might have lost the positioning a little bit, and it might be that Sharper is also just trying to focus a little bit more on the further northern opponents, which is going to be Ferox. But now Fury, they're going to be in trouble here in close range. Ronin down on the ground again here. Insight and Yukiko could have a bit of a say there. Insight, though, manages to get Ronin up in the meantime. But now Nan, the last player left, he sees the Ferox players in trouble. If they're engaging here with Sharper, he's going to steal the kill there from Magsonis, so he's not going to be happy with that. They heard the shots there. They're going to be looking to try and exterminate this last player from Angel Alliance. Not going to be able to sustain any longer, it seems.
Yeah, it seems like his days are numbered with so much pressure on his side, and next goes Cyberdan, and Yukikamuko will get knocked all the way from downtown. Victim Rise, as well as From the Future, will be able to pin them down, and from the top, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge from both the Indonesian sides here, duking it out, as Sixtack's going to be able to get one form of Ferox. 165. He's got not many places to hide, and if he goes any lower, he knows that Battle Arena Elites are ready to take them on.
Yeah, indeed. They look ready for the challenge. Now, having that whole factory complex and they with the circle bringing over them, they're going to be looking pretty here as they want to try and prevent from the future from going anywhere too close to them as, they're doing quite a bit of work for them just going somewhere else here against Fury. Ronin as well is going to be taking them down as well as the last surviving team member here from Fury.
Yeah, with that great push coming from the side of Fury, they might be able to get a little bit more of those kills coming on their way. Loki's now going for those long-range taps on the mid 14. Will not get any more connection as he runs past that valley. And Fury looking for blood. They might just be able to do a little bit more damage coming across. 4 kills already in the back for Battle Arena Elites after taking out members of the side of Buriram. Now, Timo's been popping on your radar of the kill feed for quite a lot. 6 will be able to take out McSonis as well. And there goes the lane, and it will be lobbing a little bit too far off. Couldn't really pop it in towards the corners of that window.
Yeah, I think this offensive here by Neferhor and Joxy is going to be short-lived. They do realize that they probably want to move back down first, facing a lot of pressure from top of the crater here, both Magic Esports and Victim Rise. But now, looks like LG, in the meantime, we see Genfoss able to take down the last member, and that's it for Fury. They're going to be out of this one. But now with this new circle, this is looking good here for LG Divine Esports. Battle Arena Elites, they have to move out.
Yeah, they gotta make it quick as well, and FTF, they do have members now depleting by the blue, and with a big nade flying overhead, it's Magic getting a little bit of signal warnings as Tornado will be able to knock down Puchios. They couldn't really get sight of each other, but Chimoy now getting blinded off. Loki's trying to pick off anyone's by the top side of the hill, and the LG Divine, they're in the best spot possible. The only team that has been having the circle from the start of the game all the way to the finish line.
Oh, looks like Magic Esports is bringing it to Victim Rise. They don't have a lot going for them, but Magic Esports, they got the advantage in terms of topography here, and they're going to abuse it to the maximum. They're going to be finishing off Kamals and the rest of the company here, but now Hydra Gaming, they're in trouble. They're trying to push up the hill here into the lines of both Day Trade and Division X. This is not working out. The three-way fight definitely not working in the Vietnamese team's favor, but Division X Gaming, they're sitting pretty. 4 players and raining hellfire from up top is going to be the name of the game.
Oh. Wow, what a big pickup coming from inside of Fergus as they might be able to delete some members off the side of Hydra. Now, great vision coming from Division X Gaming as they will be looking to take down the rest of the members of Daytrade who are only hiding by the smoke. Now, Flash needs to pull off a miracle upset here, and IQ 500 goes in to pin him down. Now looking for another one, and he will be able to get another in the form of Flash, and Daytrade Gaming will be your 6th team on this map. Now, only the top 5 remain. Magic on top of the hill. Same goes to the side of BAE, who's looking to leverage on this. Neferhor gets that pick up, and Salabi goes down, and there's nothing much that Magic could do with that.
Oh, they did that in a very coordinated fashion to make sure there's just no way that he could dodge 2 sets of gunfire at once, and he's going to get insta-gift pretty much. Magic Esports, they have 2 players left, so another one taking a huge hit there, so he's going to be forced to fall back. This is Battle Arena Elite trying to take advantage. In the meantime, he's staying sharper, falling at the hands of Division X Gaming, but now Balox, he was the nade champion from yesterday's game 2, but it's not going to land this time. Battle Arena leads, just pushing up the hill with Reckless Abandon, going to get 7 kills on the game, and they're looking to take control of this hill. They want to bring it to Division X Gaming, but looks like they have got other plans. They're already going to finish off Sharper Esports in quite scintillating fashion themselves.
This is absolutely a feast for all to watch. As you can see, it's only phase number 7, and you only are down to 7, well, not 7, 3 teams remaining, with Sharper going down at 4th. Well, DXG, BAE, alongside with LG Divine, have 3 players apiece, and Nalti here has lost his armor. A little bit concerning, but hey, at least the helmet is pretty much intact.
LG Divine, they actually came out for a little bit to try and bring the fight to Division X Gaming, but I think they thought better of it. While they do want to try and take the high ground, it's not currently inside the zone, so they're going to be avoiding that, sticking to the hardcover, leave it here for Division X to try and take out the Malaysian team, but looks like, oh, the shots just landing there for a long K. He's going to take down Loki's. and this is looking good as Division X Gaming, they've been hot in both starts to the day so far here at PCS3. They're looking to try and catch Battle Arena Elites off guard while the res is still going off. Loki's still on the ground. Now it's only going to be Jonxie Snapperhorn. He's not able to stop the tide here. Jonxie gets one, but that's going to be all here as Division X, they reach double digits here.
11 kills in the back. If they get that chicken dinner right here, it's going to be big news whether or not LG Divine will be able to close up this game. They don't seem to have the same number of kills to match up those pointer in this sort of sense, but at the very least, LG Divine, with that sort of consistency, they might just be able to reclaim that top spot by the very end of this game. IQ 500 alongside Long K really dishing out those damage throughout the entirety of this map, and you can see that LG Divine is just segregating themselves in towards multiple different directions, and DXG doesn't have much of a clue where exactly are they planted at.
Yeah, they have got some good angles and fields of fire established here, so it's going to be very difficult for Division X to work with this, not to mention the fact that there's just not a lot of cover, and they're kind of exposed out here, and they're already taking quite a bit of long-range fire here. Nikki able to land a couple there, but not more than that at the moment here, but this only so far that they can go. Nielty goes down, another one is going to follow soon here. IQ 500 is meeting it, there's only one left. What can he do? Nothing. Blue Zone's going to take him down, and the points are all belonging to LG Divine. They started game 2 of game 1 of day 2, the same way that they started day 1, and they're going to be looking to bring it all the way here to the competition.
Absolutely sublime. It's fair to say that LG Divine will be your kings of Miramar in the PCS3 APAC.
Yeah, the positioning just too good for them as, you know, based off that northeastern side where, you know, they did have a little bit of fortune in that sense. You know, they were just able to make sure no one wanted to advance further down that hillside and really just forcing everyone to, you know, fight each other and take each other out. But of course, they definitely reaped the benefits from that, able to pick off the last few kills. But Division X Gaming, they were the kings of the hill, but how did they get there?
Well, definitely we'll have to check out some of the highlights to see how did this game actually progress, and Edie has been able to get some free pickoffs right here, but this is where everything just erupted with Levi's needing to actually go in for a reload. Couldn't really get Purple Moon just in time, but they still managed to turn things around.
Oh, indeed they did, and Division X Gaming just taking down all the challengers here. Day Trade, Hydra Gaming, and of course Battle Arena Elites all not going to be doing anything, but Battle Arena Elites did their part as well, took down Magic Esports who, you know, brought it to Victim Rise, but looks like Battle Arena Elites, it was going to be their kryptonite there. It's really just couldn't overcome the monstrous challenge up from Division X.
And not only that, I'm pretty sure that LG Divine has Battle Arena Elites to thank for as they wiped out Buriram United inside of that warehouse itself, and that will pretty much leave a little bit of a mark there for the side of Buriram United to just cry over for just one game. But hey, there's still going to be plenty of games for them to play catch-up at the very least, and with that, I believe that LG Divine should be pretty much either at the first spot or second place.
Yeah, I think, you know, from this, they should be able to regain their top spot. I mean, they dropped a little bit down, as we were saying during the pre-game show, you know, just because they kind of faltered on Erangel. But, you know, the prowess here on Miramar, undefeated so far, has definitely proven to, you know, be quite the consistent factor here in driving them up. So, I mean, we'll see in a little bit. They weren't that far off Buriram anyways. And, of course, Buriram, they didn't get past their altercation with Battle Arena Elites. Fury Australia as well went out relatively early, as did Angel Alliance, and in number 1 position here, despite only coming in second spot, but getting 11 kills. Division X Gaming will take the lion's share of the points, 17-16, as LG Divine only be able to get 6 kills for their trouble, but again, they're going to be pretty happy with this result. Regardless, Battle Arena Elites gets their best finish so far out of all 5 games with the 13 points.
Yeah, you can see a sharp rise for Sharper Esports as well with 9 points in the back. Magic Esports with 4 kills will put them with 7 points. 5 points for Victim Rise and 4 points for Team Fearox. They trade gaming, and the rest will only receive 3 points or less. Now, this is going to be the updated scoreboards here with LG Divine, a 10-point lead ahead of Division X Gaming as well as Buriram United. Fourth, it's going to be Fury there that have been going a little bit too early, but they have taken a lot of good fights in that previous round. And Angel Alliance will be sitting at 5th spot. Magic Esports Sharper as well as Hydra now goes upwards on the ladder to be able to be on that top 8.
Yeah, things haven't moved that much in the second half of the table. Battle Arena Elites, of course, did get 13 points there from that game, so we could probably see them to advance a little bit further up. They did crank out the kills in that one, so we, probably still going to see a little bit more of what we saw in PCS2, and it really challenged for that tough spot. And while Divine only has they have a 10-point lead, it's only 10 points, and definitely surmountable. Let's not forget that there are still plenty of rounds to play, 19 to be exact, and definitely one to measure as to who is the most worthy of the lion's share of the prize pool. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished our first game of the day. We have one more coming up here on Miramar before we move on to Erangel, so we'll take a short breather, and we'll see you after the break. I'm Play the J, and he's Contra.
Hi, I am Matt Lee, also known as Ronan. I play for Fury, and I am representing Australia in PCS3.
My name is Juxi. I currently play for Battle Arena Elites, and although I reside in Australia, we're representing Malaysia, Singapore in PCS3. PUBG.
Damn.
Our angle is 8 by 8 kilometers.
PUBG. Severny, Yasnaya, Rozhok, North Georgia Pole in general, Primorsk, Pachinki, Milta. PUBG. Is that a question, or is that a...
It's not a question, man.
Why is... we actually love Milta. I just love the layout of Milta. I just think the best players loot there. It's very fun to fight. I actually love contesting there. It's probably one of my best places to contest.
Anywhere but Milta. There's just too many good players that loot there, and I don't really... There's too many good players that loot there, and I'm really just not interested in fighting early against those sort of really exceptionally skilled players. PUBG. Okay, so Lipovka, Rozhok, Milta, Gatka. What's that other one? And the top right.
Fairy Pier.
Fairy Pier. Top right one. Top right one. You with the right? Huh? Kimeshki. And Milta Power.
Oof.
Okay,
good job.
I'll take that. I'll take 5.
PUBG. What's that Russian place called? Or not the Russian, but the nuclear bomb thing. Chernobyl. PUBG. I don't even know how much per map. That's a very... I didn't follow every 24 games. I'm gonna say us. Oh, Fury. Oh, actually...
Might be Divine.
No, we were Miramar. No, it was Divine. It'd be Divine. Divine
Yeah.
sucked on Miramar. We did good on Miramar. Yeah. So Divine. And I'm going to guess 8.8.
Well, if it's not Divine, then it would have had to be Fury. I'm going to guess 8.8.
Really?
Get stuffed. No way.
So much you drop on Minas? Minas is my second favourite place to drop.
Alrighty guys, that's it from me, Juxi. Just want to let you all know that I'm a geographer, and for all of you to watch PCS3.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to vote Fury, because this time we're actually going to win, and hopefully win a game as well.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người, mình là APK. Mình tên là Nguyễn Bảo Khánh, mình đến từ team Division Gaming. và mình đến từ Việt Nam.
Tên in game của mình là IQ 500. Tên thật là Nguyễn Cao Hưng. Mình đến từ team Division X cho mình. PUBG. Divide với lại Cerberus là team có mặt trong tất cả các giải APAC hiện nay. Vì hai cái tên đầu tiên là quá nổi bật ở trong nước rồi. Với lại Buriram thì em đánh giá cao nhất của Thailand.
PUBG. Đáp án của mình là Divide Esports. Mình không nhớ Divide Esports giành được bao điểm nhưng mà mình thấy Divide bắn khá là cháy.
And that was the quizzes between the pro players of the APAC teams, and it was really fun to watch the ones coming in from Fury as well as Battle in Elites, and also we had DXG on board, and also IQ 500 playing with those quizzes. Wish we could finish that, but not to worry. We'll get into that much later on when we do have any sort of breaks. My name is Contra, alongside Player of the J. You are currently watching the PUBG Continental Series 3, and wow. LG Divine, what can I say? They have dominated every map of Miramar so far, and I'm looking to see who exactly will be able to end their streak, because that's 3 chicken dinners that we're talking about there.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely nothing to scoff at by any stretch of the imagination, and definitely looking a little bit more dominant than what we've seen in much of 2020. Of course, PCS2, we did see a lot of exceptions there, and that's why they were the winners. But of course, let's not forget, that Erangel, was kind of a little bit underperforming, I dare say, compared to the kind of heroics that we're seeing on Miramar. So I think the main challenge for them will definitely be to make sure that they can bring it to Erangel as well. But as you were pointed out earlier on in that first game of the day, we do have separate scores there shown for each map, because really there is a difference for some of these teams, in terms of where they're going to be collecting a lot of their points. And Divine, so far, they got it in spades for Miramar.
Yeah, and the thing that boggles me is that the LG Divine, they drop right smack in the center of the map, going for those sort of the scattered loots, and this is going to be the stats coming from the top 5 highest damage being done in day 2, match 5. And starting off, we got Long K of DXG to be dishing out 774. Are you kidding me with that result? And Loki's that came in a third place with the rest of Battle Arena Elites will be garnering 661 with 533 going over on the side of Nalty of DXG as well.
Oh yeah, and of course, triple 165 here from the future. Also going to be weighing quite substantially, as they were really in the thick of things. And Juicy, of course, is going to be from Battle Arena Elites, also supporting the rest of this team, as they were really getting in the thick of things. They brought it to Bariram United. They had to fend off from the future as well. And let's not forget, they faced a literal uphill battle, but they still managed to take down Magic Esports as well to really claim that southern side of the crater. And then after that, tried to take it to Division X Gaming, but yeah, of course, them being placed a little bit higher here in terms of the damage top 5 with 2 of their players kind of suggests how that battle went. Division X, they have their best game arguably so far here over the 5 that we've seen, but we're going to have to see some more. I think, on this stage, we've sort of seen a little bit more Division X. We haven't seen them win anything since PCS Charity Showdown, and that was all the way at the start of the year. So could this be their chance here to really take it from some of these other more established names?
Well, perhaps so, but there's still a lot more challenges ahead of them. They still need to get themselves pretty much back on track. But day 2 is looking really good for the team, and hopefully they will be able to continue to bring it all the way till the very end, because we've got 3 weeks of action to go and a total of 24 matches to be played out. And with that, we'll be getting ourselves ready for day 2, match number 2, or should I say match number 6 in total. as we'll be heading in towards another round of Miramar. Now, with this sort of circle being a little bit more different as compared to the ones that we saw yesterday, where most of it has landed upon the city of Montenegro. So, are we going to be seeing pretty much the repeat of those sort of valley endings again? So, of course, that's something to ponder about. But, well, player of the day, other than Divine, who are your hot favorites to be taking this chicken dinner inside of this map?
Well, I mean, it's well, Divine. I mean, of course, we talk a lot about them as you mentioned as well. But I think, Buriram, they haven't quite impressed me so far how they started the day. But Division X, I mean, they look as though they're on a roll. I would say that they stand a good chance. I think they had some good fights as well in yesterday. And let's not forget, I think one of the top kills in the highlights as well was Long K from Division X getting that multi-kill versus Sharper Esports as well, also on Miramar. So we could probably expect to see them, putting out that continued good performance. And now with them only, in that second position here, 10 points away from Divine, I'm sure they can pretty much taste that first place at the moment.
Yeah, and for the side of DXG, we've seen them actually getting some really clean finishes upon the side of Battle Arena Elites, and it's kind of a shame that they don't really know the positioning of the members of LG Divine being scattered all across the lower side of the hill. If they would be actually checking on towards the other corner, they will be able to perhaps get a few more pointers out there. But hey, DXG, they have secured enough points to actually cover up that chicken dinner that LG Divine has been able to get at the very end, with pretty much a 1 point difference at the standings that we just saw early on. But as it stands right now, Kings of Miramar still held by the side of the Vietnamese team, and I'm hoping to see a lot more of Fury as well. Last game, they took up too much fights when they were trying to enter phase number 5, and that seems to be causing them a little bit of a turbulent ride to be able to get the finishing that they definitely deserve in a certain way or another. And Victim Rise actually started off the game really well, and Victim Rise, I believe that we're about to see a lot more coming in the way for them.
Yeah, Victim Rise, definitely one of the teams that's not afraid to take a lot of these fights against some of the more established teams. I think they have definitely grown in stature in that regard. Fury Australia has kind of been a mirror of yesterday's first game, where they're kind of losing players slowly but surely, and then again going to be going out relatively early. Flood got picked off very early on there, so a bit to their detriment. But in any case, I think we're continuing to see some of the teams continue to put in some solid performances. I think so far Hydra, they have a good haul of points, 32 points at the moment, and they're one of the newbies as well. We talked about Unicorn Cyber Da Nang, who have managed to triple their score to 3, by the way. But in any case, Hydra Gaming is the flip side, where the newcomer has definitely managed to establish themselves a little bit more in the overall standings compared to others, and it's encouraging to see that. Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of the usual suspects in the second half of the table. I want to see a bit more from Cerberus and Daytrade Gaming, teams that have been here for a long time, but they struggle to get those really cornerstone performances that we can really get behind them.
Yeah, I know that the fact that the Thai league itself has been one of the most competitive out of most of the C region, and it doesn't seem that the other teams other than Buriram has been able to play catch up, and I was actually expecting a lot more coming from both Daytrade as well as the side of Purple Mood, but hopefully we'll get to see that between the weeks as well as the games to come. And now we're starting out the flight coming in from the corners of Los Higos and Valdemar all the way up towards the northern end, and we are seeing Sharper already sending out some members towards the corners of Ladriela.
Oh, indeed we are, and I think looking at the Miramar rankings, it just tells the whole story here of how well Divine is performing. 47 points, but from their total of 53. So they've only managed to get 6 points from Erangel so far. So yeah, if you're wanting to take points off Divine, you're going to do that on Erangel. From the looks of things here, as we're going to see this play path's going to be, again, giving these teams a lot of opportunities to go for, their usual proving grounds that we'll see. But in any case, I think looking at how some of the teams have managed to shape up thus far, we could be in store for quite a number of upset fights here. Sharper, they haven't delivered fully as we would have expected them to, but they're still within touching distance in that 7th spot. 33 points, just above Hydra Gaming.
And just looking at the way that LG Devon is doing, they are once again going for the scattered loots by the valley, but this is going to be a little bit of a stretch for themselves. And to my surprise, some of the teams, although they are taking those sort of vehicles, they will not be able to stretch their way towards Los Leones, and that's where Fury comes in. They pick up those early vehicles, and they are headed to the biggest city available in Miramar. Now, that's an interesting Win 94 that's being used here, coming from 11165, as they're looking to pick off members of Battle Royale Elites that are taking a little bit of those moves alongside with Buriram.
Well, definitely wants to get onto that #1 spot for the highlight reel, but he's going to have to keep on trying and land those ones. But yeah, Fury Australia, normally they would actually not mind at all going to Los Leones, so I guess it just so happens, that this circle is actually perfect for them, and they're going to be able to establish a lot of that mobility early on here before they have to make some decisions. Division X Gaming, 2nd place team at the moment, they are going to be positioned very much around where our circle ended last time around the Crater and La Cabrera. We're probably going to see them having to make the most outlandish or just really pure long distance rotation, as really there's going to be a number of teams all in front of them. They kind of have to go all the way around Torre Ahumada if they can, to maybe go down that eastern coast, because there's just a lot of potential roadblocks if they go a little bit more directly, as some of the other teams like Unicorn are already thinking, and they're already traveling down that southern side.
Yeah, and I definitely think that the east side will be of the rotations through the highways will be the safest bet that they could actually get. And hats off to the production team for the PCS3, as they'll be able to bring us so much vital information on what the pro players are using for their settings as well as their peripherals. Now, Angel Alliance, a little bit of a lackluster run from the past game, and it's pretty much a very tough rotation that they took in towards the craters, and they couldn't seem to escape from that, and they run past so many big teams, and they had to end up taking on Magic, or was it Sharper Esports at the very end, and yeah, couldn't really get a kill out of that as well. Levi's is just going to be leaving the leaking slums, and yeah, somebody got to better fix that pipe right now.
Yeah, and I think Angel Alliance, we saw a lot of good stuff from them yesterday, and really threatened to get a lot of good results into the late game of some of the matches. The last game of the day yesterday, they took out all of Magic Esports, and just falling a little bit short against Fury Australia. But yeah, in the first game of the day, just wedging yourself in between Ferox and Sharper, that can't be good for your health, and I guess it showed in that one. Let's see how they're going to be performing in this one, however. But only one team here from the Philippines. Last PCS, we did see that Archangel, the typical powerhouse that we tend to see from Philippines representing. Fortunately, not doing as well as we've seen them do in the past part of the year and also last year. But Angel Alliance, they are looking good and well deserving of that spot here for Philippines.
I would agree. And the second match that we saw yesterday, they have raked up double digit of kills. And if I do remember correctly, it was 11 kills for them to hit in towards pretty much the top 6 or top 5 scenario. And that tower has been popped. And Victim Rise has been able to puncture it all the way from that high hill. And FTF doesn't seem to be able to get much rest from the side of Victim Rise for 2 games in a row. Now, good news for the side of Battle Royale Elites is that they could make those sort of the quick loots from Minas Generalis, and they are one of the earliest ones to be able to get access to that first phase, to be able to get the perfect position, while the other teams playing up north will be actually having a little scuffle, and Rabbit would have his bullets sprayed through the highway, but couldn't really get a catch on towards the side of Boston's.
Yeah, this is the kind of sneaky semi or soft roadblocks that we were talking about in the first game that kind of happened here on Miramar. Teams really do tend to gravitate towards these rotation avenues. But now look at this here. Magic Esports, they're going to go straight through the field here and try and use the terrain to their advantage as best they can. Furion is going to try and land whatever they can at the moment as the, they're going to definitely not get anything from this if they don't try. And now Magic Esports, they're going to actually continue onward. Some hits going to be landing, but for the most part, I think they're going to get out with still most of their health intact here. But at least I say that they're going to be spinning out here, and God Meow is still going to have chances to further connect as Furion is just scattered in such a long stretch here that they're looking to punish.
Yeah, and it sends Magic all the way in circles while they are forced to actually book themselves in towards this longhouse that they could possibly get a little bit more of the loot of utility. And Nwandra has already finished up with the M4 spray, tries to move in for the Mini 14, but it's pretty much the site being pretty much long gone from Simon T.
Yeah, so Hydra Gaming, they were having that soft roadside camp, but now they're going to be in full transition themselves. Most teams have already managed to get in and around Los Leones. Fury Australia has already moved out to that northern side, as you can see on the screen. Everyone else is just trying to compact as much as possible. They do not want to go into Los Leones unless they really have to, and that's going to be maybe something for like Phase 3 or Phase 4. If the Circle is still going to continue to feature that the biggest city in PUBG ever so much, but we'll see what happens a little bit later on. Division X Gaming, very comfortable to tank a bit of that damage there, but they do have extra utility. Long K though, getting knocked over by his teammate.
Oh boy, this is a very long stretch here, which means that they will have to force some mets to be used up much early in the game. But hey, safety's first, and this is definitely a legit strategy that teams could use to keep themselves safe in the first two phases at the very least. But here comes Cerberus with Haisaki pummeling those bullets out, and instant response coming in from the rest of Cerberus to be able to getting a little bit of cover, but instead it's actually Angel Lions there that's been spreading their wings to be able to get a little bit of that survey pummeling of bullets onto those walls.
Yeah, and Evil Patrick actually knocked down Flash, but looks like Haisaki is going to steal that one away, and it already shows the difficulty of making these rotations, even though it's just phase number 1. But weaving in and out of these compounds, even at this long range, can prove to be quite hazardous for your health. But now we're going to see Purple move. They're taking the real coastal road here. They've already ditched the highway as they don't want to pay any of these proverbial toll booths that are being set up by these other teams. So now see how things are going to shape up. It's going to be relatively neutral. Battle Arena Elites and Fury Australia are going to be smack dab in the middle, but you can see this is already going to start squishing these teams in because quite a bit of area here is covered by Los Leones, and there's only so much that you can make up here without really being crammed into one another.
Yeah, and this is going to be pretty much a contest for that crater right on towards the east side of Picado, where we saw Cerberus also taking shape on a 2-2 split. Fury still making their stance here to be defending the city outskirts, and for the side of FTF, they could possibly cause a little bit of trouble for the side of LG Divine, as well as Buram moving in towards the east side. Now Flood tries to go in for the pickup there. He was one of the first members to be taken out from the side of Fury last game, hoping to redeem himself for the troubles that he suffered, and it's not going to be able to land perfectly on the hit as he wished upon the members of Angel Alliance.
Yeah, in the meantime, it's going to give valuable intel as the positioning of the Filipinos team going to be over there on that western side of Los Leones, so they can try and focus their attention on other places. Everyone's still trying to make a lot of significant inroads. Purple Mood is still trying to come in from that eastern coastal road, so they're definitely one team that has to try and position themselves carefully. There could be teams like Magic Esports who are going to be lying in wait, but LG Divine Esports, they are also going to continue their movements here as they're really taking their time on that northern side. Maybe not as much as Division X Gaming, but if any team knows what's up, it's definitely going to be them, because they got 47 points already here from this map, and that's only 3 rounds in Miramar already.
Yeah, and that number is no easy feat for any team to achieve on even a good day's run. So, with that, of course, hats out to them from the side of LG Divine. Speaking of DXG, they're finally going to be seeing a little bit of that sort of commotion as they try to cut past some of all the open terrains of Miramar. Now, Sophia's on top of the roof, and it's pretty much the worst time to be losing your vehicle at that moment. And Hydra Gaming having Rabbit on the lookout here. He's getting ready with his bike to sprint off if necessary. But looking for the side of Fergus, he'll be getting one vehicle for himself. And Hydra, they're driving past, and lucky for them, each one of these respective members are taking vehicles for themselves. And it's going to be a little bit of the K-Mine action coming from Mickey. And here comes Edie.
Oh man, it looks like Eddie is in the right spot at the right time. He's going to take down Mealty. Long K goes down as well. He's on a roll, really taking down Division X Gaming. Must have heard us praising the team and it wants to put them in their place here in the second match. But it looks like there's going to be backup here. 1 HP remaining here. Eddie get into a better spot. Hydra Gaming trying to take advantage of the situation not happening. Noradra not able to take down his own man. And he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Fergus will at least get one back there. But Barira, they're so scattered right now. They are not even able to help their team members even if they wanted to. But Eddie, though, he manages to pick down IQ 500. This man is going on absolute terror to start this second game.
Oh, this might just be a good ace here, and Kanaxi spots him out, tries to drop him out of vehicle. An absolute perfect ace. That could have been all in the hands of Edie. But hey, they've lost a member, and they could have had it a little bit cleaner. And that long rotation definitely did not benefit the side of Division X Gaming. Now, LG Divine parks himself directly inside the middle of the crater. They will be playing a little bit of the defensive stance for the moment. Battle Arena elites have been camping out on the top side of the crater for the longest of time. They should be hearing some of all these vehicles that have been booking in towards that territory itself.
Yeah, with the circle moving up to that northwestern side, it's came in at the right time there for LG Divine. They're going to take advantage, and right now they're smack dab in the middle of this one. So definitely they got the predictions right here in terms of the Miramar circle, but now everyone is trying to get into a little bit of a better spot themselves. They might be taking up positions on that crater edges as well, so they might be able to prevent Divine from doing anything too drastic. Hydra Gaming going to be moving in on the northeastern side as well, as really it's just starting to restrict a whole bunch of movement that these teams coming in late like Purple Mood here in Los Leones could just have that much more trouble getting in.
Yeah, and exiting the city is going to be so difficult as we see the side of Unicorn Gaming Danang. Unicorn Cyber Danang, just to correct myself, as they are taking over the spot where Fury came from. And Purple Moon pretty much scattered across, and I'm not entirely sure how exactly will they get past safely.
Yeah, that's going to be the number one question here, but I think there's still going to be enough of a decent spread from the likes of Unicorn Cyber that they could probably circumvent this. I'm not too sure if they're still holding on to the vehicles or looking to still use them, because we're not going to be having Los Leones inside the circle for much longer, so they might actually need it a little bit later on, but that's going to attract a whole bunch of attention. Fury Australia is also going to be lying await just a little bit further north, so that could be a little bit of a dicey situation. But Purple Moon, have they not actually managed to loot up as much as they want? They seem to be scrounging around quite a bit and not really doing it out of pure opportunity.
Yeah, and I felt that this is definitely no time for loot, but for you guys, yes, there's ample of time for you to loot up this redeem code for your vote on the Pick'em Challenge. So go ahead, claim it. It's all yours.
First come, first serve, so make sure you do not despair and get it in. But now Angel Alliance, they got problems with the Sharper right in front of them. They might be able to get some revenge here, but no, it looks like that blue, he's not going to be able to stop the onslaught that's coming here. And again, Unicorn Cyber, they're going to be in dire straits here. Taking quite a bit of damage. They're forced to continue to run around. But oh, look at this cheeky angle here with Klee. He's going to prime the nade and, you know, not able to really get it to fall for him. It bounces off the side there. Los Santos and Just Moments combined to take down Swan. But look at this Klee coming in here. He's going to use the chaos to try and weave his magic, but it's not going to happen. It's just got to be 100% vision there for that one player for Purple Mood, but they are going to be able to claim up all 4 kills here and continue onwards quite a bit.
Yeah, this is the answer that we've been looking to actually get for this side of Purple Mood. 4 kills to be able to take out this side of Unicorn Cyber to make their way passing towards the next phase. Now, phase 4 is already closing right by. Many of these teams don't really necessarily have all too much of a time here, but for the side of Angel Alliance, they're forcing this push against the side of Sharper. All these nades being lobbed right in. Not too much damage being done, though, but they're slowly pushing through from the entry points already. Evil Patrick just being the second entry as Sharper is looking on towards all these points. 4 more HP from the side of Nan. Now it's going to be popping in that first aid. Sees the hit for a little bit, but couldn't really get that connection over on towards the top side. And Tilo is going to be able to get that knock over side of LG and Bots right from the outskirts.
Oh man, it looks as though the patience here is not going to be very much with the Angel Alliance. Aljun Bots gets a little bit too overzealous there on the second story there. And it looks like Evil Patrick is going to get caught out as well. As Kim Siva here is going to be really landing the shots quite precisely. Now, Mad Dog and Nun, they're going to have to resort to just hanging out here on the lower factory floor. But this is allowing the counter-offensive team jumping down. Birdrum United, in the meantime, they're getting wiped out here by multiple teams. Hydra Gaming here engaging as well with LG Divine, so this is a bit hectic. Simon T on the ground, but anyways, back to our fight here. We do see Angel Alliance still trying to hold the crossfire. It's not going to happen as Kim Siva is doing it all by himself. He's going to wipe out Angel Alliance.
And it all started with the knock coming from the side of Tinoy, and Kim had that perfect absolute defense going on their way. Puches now tries to pick off the rest of the remaining Sharper members, and this just does not end. Though we did see the other side where Buram just got absolutely annihilated by the likes of Cerberus and another team that's going to be pinning them down, pretty much sandwiching them. As for Purple Mood, now they pick up this low ground fight against the likes of Fury, who's up top.
Yeah, and this could be another important team fight for them if they want to try and continue on in match number 2 of the day. Is Fury going to be in a decent spot? Hydra Gaming, though, they're going to have to play this one carefully. Look at the smokes here, just constantly dodging all these frag grenades there. Hexagon, he's not going to carry, he's going to try anyways, but this is giving a lot of time to Hydra Gaming. They're going to get the player up there, but one more goes down. Now, Magic Esports, they're in a fantastic spot, but this is attracting a lot of attention. Battle Arena lead coming from that eastern side, but look at the nades continuing to fly out here. They're fighting for dear life as they are trying to get up their member inside the smoke.
They're trying to push the advantage that they could get. They do get the kill over the side of FTF members. Same goes to Hydra that has been able to chip in to knock out Hexagon. And Vulnerable hoping to fly them right through, and that's going to be a little bit of spray right upwards towards the side of Magic. He gets one. Wow, great control. But it's going to be a couple of taps over on the pen, and From the Future will eventually be finished off. It's an effort for as well as Rain to be able to put a collaborative effort to pin them down.
Oh man, it's such a gritty fight here between Magic Esports and Hydra Gaming. It's really driving them into the ground. And you know, you got Ferox and Battle Arena Elites on either side, just continuing to add misery to and more pressure to this situation. So looks like Ferox, though, they're going to be in the sights of Nepalhor and company. Is really, this is going to allow this 4-way fight to continue to flourish, and definitely a sight to behold. Fury Australia, in the meantime, is trying to take this aggression here at long range towards Day Trade. I'm not too sure if they are aware of the impending threat that Purple Mood is going to be there. Okay, they do spot out one of the members, but I don't think that they have a beat on the other 3, which are right below their hillside.
Fury still has to make a move, although there's a little bit of time on the clock. They don't want the phase 5 to be taking off their health at any given moment. Well, just moments and the rest of Purple Moon now gathering their forces. They're going to be pinned down here. Kim Siva continues the streak with Puches getting it off. And just moment gets a perfect pick as Yikamuka will be the one on the chopping block. Now, Insight tries to drive straight in towards the action with just moments. Still at the back. A good lob of the nade. It might just connect. And Inside just runs right past it.
Oh, he's going to take matters into his own hands. He's running into the lines of Purple Moon. He's going to spot out Rocky Jin straight away and annihilate him. Now, he's going to still be in the thick of the smoke there. Might be able to do something from that Magic Esports, though. They're in trouble. They're all hiding in the defilade here. But Battle Arena Elite's in such close range here. Neferhor is going to trade there. Mutiny is going to be able to get him down after, of course, he did lose his player. But now, Battle Arena Elite's getting to a better spot. They've used all their frag grenades, it would seem, as they're going to pop the smokes here just to get in a better spot. But Flood, he's getting up close and personal here for Fury. But Battle Arena Elite's also doing the same here. There's only one player left here for Magic Esports, but he takes down Sophia. Only Loki's and Joxy here. They could actually try and finish this out. Loki's, no, you're not shooting in the right direction. He's finishes off the kill, but he doesn't spot out the last member at the last moment. Gets taken down, and now it's all up to Juxi.
Juxi really has to try to randomly spray in towards the smoke. He cannot afford to drop at this given moment. Vlax is the only one remaining, and he might be able to go in for some revivals in time, but his members are already bleeding out, and just with one member right there, they might just be able to turn tides, and Battle Arena leads alongside with the side of Magic. He might just need a little bit of that pixel off of that smoke for Joxy to close this fight.
Yeah, Joxy can really just have to bide his time here. I mean, he doesn't have a great spot. Now he's outside the zone, so he will have to move eventually. But Valux, he's just been constantly popping smokes, but he is pacing it out slowly. But he has the advantage of having all these bodies here. Victim Rise, though, they're going to get absolutely slaughtered here. Fury as well, taking down Sharper. This is absolutely devastating, and unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see that there, but he was absolutely cleaning house there in just a few seconds. The entirety of the Thai squad all down.
It's interesting to see he threw in the pan at a given moment, and here comes that 1v1 finally coming in towards the effect. 10 kills already for the side of Inside, and he just slaughtered not only the side of Purple Mood, he's got so much more to come, and Sweet Soul also from the Oceanic region will be able to put a halt on that streak. 7 teams remain. He blasts off that vehicle, and he finally gets Magic. Wow, what a play coming in from the side of Joxy.
Oh, so unfortunate there for Valux, but now Fury, they're on a real big problem here as Fury is going to get absolutely taken down. They were continuing with that pressure there onto Cerberus, but it wasn't going to happen, and left with only one player, they're going to tank just a little bit more of that blue damage, which is, yeah, not going to help them sustain onwards here. Cerberus going to be moving onwards from that fight after both Fury and Sharp are both going to be expiring.
Wait a minute. Oh boy, that's not the sort of the Evil Knievel move that you're looking for. And Cerberus have to pay the price for just diving right in towards the crater, the home base of the side of LG Divine, and fire in the hole. It's a little bit wide, but Jun's gonna be trying to lob another one to connect towards the side of Subang. Still not really getting all too much out of it. Now forcing to go on proning, and that will be the end for Cerberus. Now your top 4 remains, and look who we have. We still got LG Divine with 4 men strong to take on the rest of the competition.
Yeah, Ferox also going to be in good health as they're going to have 4 players. Only the one here, Juxi, going to be the last player for Battle Arena Elite. Still going to be a chance here for Hydra Gaming as they do have 3 players, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get one of them up. It's going to be crawling on all 4s at the moment, and really this is going to be a bit difficult, but you would actually fancy the chances here for LG Divine Esports to make it 4 from 4 over on Miramar, so they're going to be having acres of space to move into it, while everyone else has to kind of duke it out amongst themselves.
Yeah, it seems like the rest of Ferox really want to take out Hydra first before getting themselves deeper inside of that territory of Phase 7 and Rapid Sand. He knows that 6 win is going to be somewhere around that corner, and Juxi would only take a little bit of spacing, hoping to crawl by to finish at least on a 2nd or 3rd spot. So Sweet Soul's dropping in those nades. It's going to be chipping some health off of Mickey, and There's not much bullets left from his Mini 14 as he will rely on that barrel. A little bit of the stun grenades being tossed out, and this is a very heavy commitment coming from Team Ferox.
Yeah, I think they are going to be relatively comfortable or happy if they are just able to take this further team fight, because they know that they're going to have a significant number of points, but at the same time they can't afford to have a team shooting them in the back. But now look at this position here that Rabbit is taking. It's not going to be good enough, however. He's not able to capitalize on it, and it's a clean sweep here for Ferox as they are going to take down the entirety of Hydra in quite each player able to take their one-on-one battles quite decisively.
Yeah, it just swing by in a split second for them to just secure everything that they needed. Joxy gets a whole lot of info. He does not really want to reveal himself, especially with another member being so close. And I don't mean to jinx him, but Jude's going to be able to secure that kill to hit in towards the top 3 map.
Yeah, and you know, all things considered, still going to be getting as many points as possible there for the Malaysian team. Now we're left with our top or 8 remaining players here in a top 2 scenario between Ferox and LG Divine. And you know, this would look a little bit like deja vu in terms of who is going to be making it into the upper echelons of the score screen here. But right now it's not settled at the moment here. A lot of shots landing or being pumped out there by Ferox, not able to get the knockdown at the moment, but Namthi, he's going to prime the nade over the top, lands a good amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Mutiny is going to be holding firm, backing off, in fact, to get the heals. But look at the position here for Ferox. I kind of like the angles that they're opening up for themselves. It's just going to be less and less cover available here to the enemy team.
Yeah, Divine still looking to continue their streak. If this is going to be in their hands, it's 4 chicken dinners in a row inside of each and every map of Miramar. And that might not have been done before by any team of the PCS.
Oh man, the long-range shots there from Jun is going to be absolutely decisive here in taking down Rain. And Sixrin, he has to make a decision. Does he help Mutiny right now, who's completely engaged with these 3 players, or does he get up his team member? But that's effectively going to reduce 2 guns instead of just the 1 right now. But Sixrin, he's going for the res. Sweet Soul, he's going to have to try and get that coverage here for his teammates, as this is going to be absolutely critical for them to try and jostle with this. Still going to be a bunch of utility thrown out here by Divine, as they're not wanting to go over the top just yet, and their advantage here is fast disappearing.
Yeah, this seems to be a little bit of the good push coming in from the side of LG Divine, and Mutiny being the frontliner will need to cause a little bit of a distraction so that the other side of the flanks will be able to do their duty. But Sweet Soul has already been spotted out with a little bit of the hindsight coming in from the side of Nikki, as he did let out a couple of taps much early on. Now, back on a 4v4 situation here. It's still anybody's game, and Nikki has so much on the line to really get that advantage back on towards the side of LG Divine.
Well, Sixrin and Ko will have to really just try and sustain at the top of the hill for as long as they can. Rain and Sixrin could get into these awesome positions to really try and get those flanking shots there, but they have to be careful that they don't get taken down. They can still move another further ridge here and get these shots without any of the Divine players really able to affect anything. And still, this only like 1 or 2 bits of utility per player left for Divine, but they're using it here where there's no real end in sight, as they're just delaying the opponents here, as now the zone closing in. But I think they realize now the positioning here that Rain and Sixrin are trying to take, and this is going to be real difficult for Divine to deal with.
Team Ferox needing to actually stop the streak coming from the side of LG Divine. A lot of all these utilities still brought into play at the very final phase, and here comes Jun with the MK14 trying to do whatever he can, and well, Jun swaps it over towards the barrel, and Mutiny tries to move forward to advance few steps at a time, and here comes that push. Mutiny will be able to spot them out as well, and this will be a heavy commitment coming in from the side of Ferox here, prepping down low, but Cecil might just be able to get his health back on track if he can pop a first aid kit at this moment. Now with that push coming from the side of Mutiny, he might be able to catch Namsi, but Namsi gets a little defense. He spots out the Levi's as well, but there's no cover fire coming in from the rest of LG Divine, as they will bring in the fight. Rain gets the drop. This is an opening that they've been looking for, but Mutiny gets taken down as well. Jun with only 10 HP remaining. He's going to be pouring inside the smoke, and there will be the push coming from Rain as well, coming from the flanks, but they cannot get any sort of pixel coming out. Dempsey now getting revived as well. It's pretty much a trade, and oh, 6 Rain gets a big one, but he does not been able to drop Jun on his foot, as Jun will finally get clapped by Rain.
Oh, but the res comes up on the Namsi, but now look at Levi's coming out clutch. Sweet Soul goes down. It's a 2v3 situation at the moment here. Nicky taking a lot of damage. It's a 2v2. This is still going to be devastating for up top, but it's only Rain left here. He's going to get a Namsi. It's a 1v1 situation. Levi's versus him, and Levi! He's going to come up big here as Divine edge it out in what looked like it was going to be edging away from them. But the Kings of Miramar do it once again, right at the death here. And man, they're making all of us sweat at home just watching them. Ferox comes up huge, but it's just not enough.
That was one heck of a fight, and once again, LG Divine reigns supreme as the Kings of Miramar. Undisputed, this has never been done in any PCS available. And what on earth did we just watch? LG Divine looking like immortals, and they are definitely in the running to be your top dogs of the tournament. Let's catch out all the highlights once again on this magnificent historic run for LG Divine.
Just as we are praising Division X Gaming for having such a great game one, it turns out they had a real bummer of a game two as they went out first here. But Hydra Gaming also getting right into the thick of things here and not afraid to rough it out there with the rest of them. And from the future, no luck there on a lot of these extravaganzas that were taking place on the eastern side. And of course, Fury, they were in such a confident mood there, but unfortunately they weren't able to take it going out there to service there when it came to that fight.
Yeah, and this was a very interesting moment that was coming from the South Cerberus as they dove right in towards that crater, and LG Divine was absolutely ready to take that on, and it came down to that 1v1 as some of the members of the side of LG Divine were already knocked out outside of the play zone, and it was only down to Levi's to clutch the scenario. But you gotta give props towards the side of Team Ferox because they almost closed out the game to end that historic streak, but it could not have been done in a better way for the side of LG Divine to continue on with 4 chicken dinners within the span of 2 days, and all of it coming in from Miramar.
And Divine, they had to be perfect right to the end, and Levi's, he's the man for the job. 18 points there from the game, but again, not going to be the highest killers in this one. Fury is going to take that with 11 kills, so despite, going out in 7th position, they do manage to still get 13 points for the trouble. 11 points apiece here for Battle Arena Elites, and Ferox is there going to be having pretty decent rounds and looking more resurgent here in day 2 for both teams. Sharper is going to still be in the game there with 8 points together with Hydra. Cerberus is going to be in the top half of the table once again with the 7 points. Purple Moon doing much better as well with that early game confrontation versus Unicorn Cyber Danang.
Yep, and for all the other teams that have been able to put a whole lot of damage, it's Sharper Esports here that picked up so many of these fights to get themselves that lead in towards the top 5 position. But hey, let's check out the total leaderboards right here to explain it further. And what more can I say? 4 chicken dinners, yes, they may not be the top killers of the board. It's still Fury that holds that record there, but a 71-point leap is going to be further solidifying themselves throughout the entirety of the competition in PCS3 APAC. 6 teams with 30 plus kills here. Fury going to still be in 2nd spot, Buriram in 3rd. Division X Gaming sliding down after going with 0 points in that one. Sharper is up into 5th here. We could be seeing a blowout performance from them soon, potentially really leapfrogging a lot of the competition. Hydra still maintaining a great spot for a first-time debutant here at the PCS. So really good work coming out from them, and we're starting to see a lot of the teams not being able to be that consistent. But of course, there is one team that we can still point to measure of consistency, and of course Divine is looking to light up the competition. The lead extends here, but now they move over to Erangel, and their kryptonite could yet surface again, as they only got 6 points from 2 games yesterday. So we'll see if they can do a bit better.
It's a halfway mark here for day number 2, so we're going to be taking a short breather, and after that, we'll have that Erangel segment for you guys. I'm Play the J, he's Contra, and we'll see you in a bit.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người, mình là APK. Mình tên là Nguyễn Bảo Khánh, mình đến từ team Division Gaming và mình đến từ Việt Nam.
Tên in game của mình là IQ 500. Tên thật là Nguyễn Cao Hưng. Mình đến từ team Division Gaming. PUBG, Divide với lại Cerberus là team có mặt trong tất cả các giải APAC hiện nay. Vì hai cái tên đầu tiên là quá nổi bật ở trong nước rồi. Với lại Buriram thì em đánh giá cao nhất của Thailand.
PUBG. Đáp án của mình là Divide Esports. Mình không nhớ Divide Esports giành được bao điểm nhưng mà mình thấy Divide bắn khá là cháy. PUBG. Đáp án của mình là Daydream Gaming.
Chắc là mình nghĩ là Bubble Mood.
PUBG. Theo mình thì người có số kill cao nhất trong một ngày là SD ở giải PCS2.
Nghĩ là câu D, Zomen. Câu trả lời của em là Divide.
Theo mình là đội tuyển của mình, Division Gaming. Xin chào tất cả các bạn, mình là MBK, mình đến từ team Division Gaming, mình đến từ quốc gia Việt Nam. Mong tất cả các bạn ủng hộ cho team mình là Division Gaming trong giải PCS3 sắp tới. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều.
Mình là IQ 500, đến từ Division Gaming. Mình đến từ Việt Nam. Mình vừa chiến thắng NVK trong một cuộc thi nhỏ. Hy vọng là giải APAC sắp tới các bạn fan dù có kết quả như thế nào thì vẫn ủng hộ tụi mình. Cảm ơn.
PCS3,
let's go.
Let's go. PCS3 APAC.
Let's go.
PCS3,
let's go.
Look at the damage, down to 47, but he's going to be coming from this unexpected angle, and that might be the kryptonite here for Hydra Gaming as they all get taken down.
Miram's going to be looking to pick on Purple Mood for the second time coming. Try to get those alignments of shots, and there we go. That vehicle's going to be smoking up, then that pickup truck might just actually blow in time. And Naxi will find a connection. Rocky goes down, gets the kill secure. Kanaxi's dropping this big frag. It might just actually connect towards this moment, needing to reload, and it might just be it. Oh, perfect one! Drop it straight to it, and Purple Mood, the first team to fall. Left beside a victim rise. He can't really go for a revival. Way too many smokes right through the middle, and it's been Levi's that will pick up Zulabi. One big nade connects, and it will be dropping Northern down. And Phalanx tries to get them all those through. Oh no! It's a big nade! And he gets a double! Phalanx with the frags, and he might just wipe away the rest of Barrera.
Oh, things are getting down and dirty here as everyone's getting close quarters. Okay, moves in. He's going to be cleaning house. Okay, are you kidding me? He takes down the entirety of Sharper all by himself, and he's looking to move onwards here. The frag grenades seemingly running out, and they're all resorting to the smokes here. But look at Velox here, trying to go in for that one rotation together with Magic, but they are only have one vehicle. They're all getting shot up the pit here. Patrick and Mad Dog are taking them all down. Magic gets eliminated here in a flurry of gunfire.
And welcome back to the PUBG Continental Series 3 for the Asia Pacific region. My name is Contra, alongside Player of the J, bringing you all the action. And now we're on our halfway mark of day 2, and we've just witnessed history being made. And it's LG Divine, 4 chicken dinners, and all of it being won inside of Miramar.
Indeed, and we're getting to the point where, are they going to make sure that this competition is not competitive? But then again, it's still early days. This is only going to be the second one of the competition, and of course, let's take a look at the top damage dealers from the last game. Sharp are going to be having Kim Siva, as he took out the entirety of Angel Alliance pretty much by himself. Of course, in support with his teammates, but 716 damage. Sweet Soul from Ferox really delivering quite substantially there, as of course they did get all the way to the end there, just not able to get the final one. Sophia, gonna see him representing again here for Battle Arena Elite here with the 587 points. Flood also from Fury gonna be making it up here, and Rain just bringing it down from all on top, and gonna be in that fifth spot.
That's right, and with that, I really want to see a lot more coming in from the side of Ferox now that they've managed to find a little bit of lead coming in from that previous match inside of Miramar. We also seen a little bit of the surge of points going over towards the side of Fury, as well as Battle Arena Elite, but Fury needs a lot more to reclaim themselves in towards that top 3 position at the very least, and that's a huge gap to cover for anyone to chase upon the side of LG Divine at the moment, but this is the best chance to do so, because this time we're heading in towards Erangel, and yesterday, hopefully it may not be the same sort of result for the side of LG Divine, where they couldn't really secure much of a pointer at all in the map that we all know best.
Oh yeah, and I mean, one of the games they did get the 6 kills, but then the final game they just got picked up from all sorts of directions, and they just couldn't get anything from that. So this is again going to be the territory where other teams tend to thrive. Fury Australia, of course, in particular, we know that they succeeded quite well here. Buriram as well in yesterday's competition, and of course, Battle Arena Elites. We can't forget them. This is going to be definitely their preferred map, so let's see how they are going to be able to adjust to this. And Miramar, Miramar, as much as it is going to be challenging, I mean, there's always going to be a very diverse range of obstacles on Erangel as well. Rotations are arguably harder. You're always going to be having a lot more cover, and just ambushes in general just going to be a lot more prevalent.
I definitely would agree, and looking at the ranking charts for Erangel itself, Fury currently takes the lead with a 35 pointer, as they have been able to consistently get themselves in towards the final few battles out there. But it was Buriram that has been able to actually close off with a chicken dinner for themselves yesterday, and now we will see the side of Ferox contesting with Magic once again, not giving any leeway to the opposing team, and it's a pretty scattered drop for the side of Cerberus as they are contesting for vehicles, and we will let the fight begin once more.
And we were talking about this extensively yesterday, but yeah, I mean, both teams don't want to relinquish control of Pachinki. They want to solidify their grip here for the rest of their tournament if they can. And you're playing half your matches, 12 matches on this map. You do want to try and solidify as much as possible. Looks as though we're going to be going over towards the Milta region, as the circle going to actually be having quite a bit of so-called unplayable area.
And it's interesting to see that LG Divine is really scattered all across that shelter ground, as they are securing whichever vehicle they could get, and it's Ikamukau that has been able to take the vehicle off of the hands of the member of LG Divine. Now drive straight into a Cinciania, and it's going to be Jude here that will be pointing the gun straight in towards the driver's seat, and this is an easy first blood for June.
Yeah, and it's going to be Division X Gaming, again, losing early on here. This time it's going to be their fellow compatriots, LG Divine Esports, that's going to be weighing in on that one. So, a bit unfortunate, but, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes when you're trying to secure a lot of the early mobility. Sharper is pretty much having the run of the park here on the school side of things, just not going to be a lot of teams around. And, with this kind of congestion that we see, I wouldn't be surprised to see if a lot of the teams, which we do actually have a number over on that western side, they might rotate all the way around that northern side, or some audacious teams. We've actually seen them go through Sosnovka Island just to get towards that Milta side of things. They just have to make sure that there's no one like Battle Arena Elites, who's typically in Milta, from preventing anyone coming over the bridge.
And definitely there's going to be a lot of setup being done by all these respective teams, and I like the fact that most of these settings that have been used by most of the pro players will set their DPI on towards 400. That's where you get a little bit more of that stability, and of course the other side of peripherals is definitely depending on your comfortability anyway. So with that, we'll check out Fury's stats once again. It's a total of 6,414 damage being done so far by the Australians throughout all these maps, and they're the ones that are leading inside of Erangel.
Yeah, and I mean, they had 2 really good rounds yesterday. Hold that thought. Battle Arena Elites, they're in trouble as Juxi here. He's going to actually get caught out by Hayasaki, and it's a little bit unfortunate as, Milta usually always going to be one of those stronger spots there for Battle Arena Elites. But of course, if they're going to stray a little bit further away from Milta than normal, then they're going to potentially have some issues, as the whole of Cerberus is going to be occupying that farmland, which is just going to be a little bit to that northwestern side. But yeah, just before that happened, Fury Australia, they had 2 very good rounds yesterday. They had a 2nd place, and then they had a 1st place, and still managed to haul in a good number of kills at the same time.
And I gotta say that Juxi was the final member remaining in that past round, and this time he's the earliest member to bow out from the side of Battle Arena Elites, but he could still hang on as 3 members, as we saw them play a couple of times to hit in towards the late stages. And well, let's have a look in towards the Pick'em Challenge so far with the voting percentages. It's going to be a 0.2 for many of the teams, 0.1 from HDG, all the way in towards FTF, but we hope that these numbers could increase to show them a little bit more love, and there we'll see the rankings from the 1st all the way till 8th.
Yeah, so I mean, it's usually quite typical. Wow, it looks like Unicorn Cyber Danang is going to be still in that 1st position. I think we haven't got a lot of votes in yet. I think because voting is open until I think the end of next week, so probably people will try and just have a look and see how everyone is performing before they cast their vote. I don't remember exactly the timing that the voting cuts off, but yeah, make sure you get your votes in and don't let it expire, ladies and gentlemen, because that would be the worst thing to happen if you happen to have one of these votes. And you can get one via a code. Any of our games, at least 15 minutes and onwards, we will be showing one on the screen. You get a vote, and make sure you cast that for your Pick'em challenge, or if you buy a PCS3 skin, you'll get one automatically.
Yeah, and that's definitely the way to roll. And look at the current situation. BAE is kind of flooded by the other teams surrounding them at the moment. There's going to be Baram United nearby. LG Divine is going to be right around the corner as well, and in the farm, there's also going to be another team, so that's pretty much every section covered up. But with the phase 1 pretty much covering this sort of section around the shelter region, it's going to be LG Divine in prime position yet again.
Yeah, probably going to see if any team really wants to cram in there. They know that already by a shelter. It's not too far away from the hill, a bit further to that eastern side, which is just going to be a little bit difficult to try and deal with a lot of teams, just given how much cover and in the tree line there is. But right now, Fury is getting right in the faces here of Division X Gaming. And remember, they only have 3 players here, as they did lose one earlier on to Divine, and now this could be Fury trying to really just drive it home. They want to try and get these kills as much as they can. They've always been that team that really is not shying away from any of these firefights, and so far, they're gathering a little bit more info, see if they can land a few more of these shots.
And that will be a big pickup coming in from the side of Gen Foss to be able to open up things for Victim Rise. They do have a very high ratio of early game kills and first butts potentially, and this is not going to be all too much of a difference, except for the fact that this time around it's going to be LG Divine that will be able to pick up that first kill in the form of June. And Fury already getting tagged for a little bit as inside still moving under gunfire. And that possibly will be the XG there that tries to put a full stop to their side. And there's not many of these areas that they can secure for themselves at the moment, so Fury still has to be on the lookout.
Yeah, they do have the 4 vehicles to try and spread the risk as much as possible. That's why you can see them being as zealous as they are. But, you know, whether or not they get punished is going to be another thing. Right now, they're moving close toward the prison. In the meantime, though, we have Ferox trying to land these shots there onto Magic. It's not really landing all that much. They're all the way here by Pachinki's side. So they're definitely a team that's waiting to see how this circle is going to be moving before they decide to take, you know, any drastic risk, because a lot of teams would just be already positioned. And you can see from all the games that we always have, or any PUBG game, that it's always going to be a very difficult proposition to move in between all these compressed teams.
That's right, and for now, Hydra taking the safer route in towards Lipovka. At the very least, they could still get a couple of loots, but Purple Mood has already been stashing their way through of that city much earlier on. So Los Santos is keeping his eyes pretty much closely on that rotation that has been done by the side of Division X Gaming, while Buriram will be sitting in towards the lumber shacks. And we're going to be looking at a further update to see where exactly we'll close into, and pretty much Unicorn has a lot of room to work with by the outskirts of farm.
Oh, and they better capitalize on that as much as possible, because it's going to get crowded in just a few moments. As really, this is effectively cutting off quite a bit of the playable area all the way on that southern coastline. So everyone knows what is up to Divine also not going to rest on their laurels, because they know that there's going to be a number of teams moving in from that northern side. So they're going to move down to the compound here, the Medusa intersection, and see whether they can catch any of these would-be transgressors going across their lawn.
And for the moment, we're looking at Fury still looking for a place to call home. It's been quite a while that they've been on those vehicles moving around, but finally they managed to get a little bit of the garage shacks, and they'll be sharing this sort of area alongside Battle Arena Elites. Now, Tinoy, pretty much in a very dangerous position. He's going to be calling in for a little bit of help, and here comes the invasion coming from the side of Sharper Esports. Now pushing it forward, it's going to be Cowbells there with another great opening. And that's 2 kills already in the bag, but they do lose Gen Foss earlier on. So, Tino being down, there's going to be a lot of lots of nades coming through from the other side of the walls. And Shipwreck will be able to put down 6 stacks. And I'm not too sure how long can the side of Sharper actually hold out. They get the glimpse of Nexonus, and here comes the bulletin.
Oh, he's so lucky that he's not burning alive right now. The one space there, but only for how much longer? The nade falling right in front of their faces there, and they're actually going to get all mowed down. Nowhere they can go. And, you know, coming to Tinoy's rescue, probably not going to be a great decision there for the Thai team, as they're going to get absolutely swamped by Victim Rise, despite the fact that they managed to get the opening pick there onto Genfoss.
And with those sort of kills, they have been able to move ahead in the leaderboards to be getting a pointer up across against the likes of Cerberus as well as Battle Arena Elites. And for the side of LG Divine, they won't be having that early game safety net as compared to the routes that they had back inside of Miramar, and they are going to be sharing the same area alongside with the side of From the Future, as our Angel Alliance will be tanking a little bit of the damage of Phase 2. Nothing all too harmful just about yet, but if they move up towards the hill much further, there's going to be Buram waiting by their side.
Yeah, well, I think they look fairly comfortable with this kind of rotation, so pretty sure that they should be able to navigate their way accordingly. Always a problem with this kind of strategy, however, is when you try to make landfall into that section of the zone, you just don't have a lot of intel. You've been out of the game seemingly for all the way up until that point in time. So that's something that they have to just be a little bit mindful of, and you can only do it for so long, because, you know, if you get caught out or gatekeep, then it's going to be offering a very different set of risks there. But look at the farmhouse. You've got 3 different teams all hold up there. Fury Australia having a minor presence, Cerberus, and also Bury Rum United. So could be very volatile, especially since it looks as though they're going to have to move out here in the near future.
Yeah, and for the Northeast teams all the way down towards the eastern side, this is going to be a whole lot of commotion that will happen. And for Ronan, he's being left out for a 2-2 split coming from the side of Fury. They are all on their vehicles, ready to book the other way round, and they will just clash hordes. And oh no, Ronan actually stops by, and he will be putting in a little bit of damage to those vehicles, but nothing too substantial to be able to knock down any members of the side of Battle Royale Elites, as they will dock by to pretty much the best available compound that they can get by the sniper bunkers as well as this square house.
And it's right next door to their lovely new neighbors, LG Divine Esports, so it could be a little bit interesting one, but inside he's going to get picked off here, and now Fury, they're going to be down to the same squad strength as Battle Royale Elites. Only 3 players left for either of them, but Buriram United, they're going to meet some of this revenge back. Ronan is just able to hit him right between the eyes. Might be able to confirm the kill, perhaps, but still going to be very much in a compound. Looks as though they're going to be playing for the gatekeeping opportunities. Ronan tanking a bit of damage here in the Dacia, but still going to be relatively safe. You can already see preemptive smokes to help them get a little bit further inwards here, but looks like they should be okay in the Harry Potter Tower.
Oh yeah, Jun's gonna be looking at a stray member of Battle Royale Elites running past him, and AD's gonna be finding that crosshair author Zeke Kamukal. And I gotta say, Sophia is absolutely lucky to be alive. But hey, he's going to be popping the nade towards the side of June, and man, there's no room for him to even get across towards that Harry Potter Tower. And another nade falls through the corners of the tree, will not be able to dish any damage at all towards the side of Sophia, as it will be trying to blind off June for the moment.
Yeah, I think he wants to try and consolidate his position. They don't know too much of the information what's further south there. Of course, there's the adjacent building where the rest of Divine is currently residing, so that's going to be a little bit treacherous if they were to try and move all the way out there. Sophia, usually the vanguard for Battle Arena Elites, knows to, reel it back in just ever so much if such situations present themselves. Purple Mood and Esports. In the meantime, excuse me, there's a code on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you redeem that ASAP for your chance to claim a vote here to vote for the Pick'em Challenge for PCS3. So don't let it go by the wayside. Get that in ASAP.
Yep, I better snatch it before it disappears from your screen. And with another update coming up next. And for the side of Unicorn Cyber Danang, they will be able to still hold on towards the middle side of the hill, but there's already a couple of all these bullets flying from the way of Magic Esports, and there's not going to be ever a stop to all these sort of bullets flying up in the air for the moment. As you can see, the entire farm region being all too hectic, and there it goes. A little bit more fight coming in from South Peru United as they pin down the rest of Archangel. Oh, sorry, Angel Alliance. Gotta get myself used to this, man. Mad Dog only with 5 HP left. The final remaining member for the side of Angel Alliance.
Oh man, and he's getting absolutely pummeled right now. Molotov thrown in as well to boot, and he's already taking that burn damage. He's gonna move over to the kitchen, but there's no running water in there, Mad Dog. You can't cool down now. Only 5 HP remaining. Another nade full. Oh no, it's just gonna be a smoke. So he gets a little bit of respite. The heal is off here, but for how much longer? All 3 members of Burry Room, they're gonna come storming through the door. That's it for Angel Alliance. Eddie though, he's gonna catch a bunch of bullets. As well as Cerberus, they're coming in for the third party.
Spare them some mercy already, and it's Cerberus capitalizing on that sort of push against Angel Alliance. And lucky for them, they do have enough manpower to be able to get each other back up on their feet. Wow, what action will we be seeing much more throughout this angle round? Things are getting more and more hectic. 6 Ranger will be able to knock down LT, and that's a bad flip. It's not what he needs at this real devastating moment. And LG Divine gets gate crashed, and Victim gets a couple more in the back.
Oh man, Victim arriving at different times here, but they're still going to be able to get something from this here. But Kamal goes down here as the second player to try and ingress there, but now it's only Chivaret that's left, and he's already taking a lot of fire here as Divine, just having 2 buildings to work with. They're getting a lot of angles there on their would-be invaders, and you know, it's going to be hard pressed for him to get more than the 6 kills. But of course, Divine, they did take a bit of a loss there, but they still have 3 players to work with. Nikki going to be the one to expire there from that home invasion, but they're still going to be in the game from the future, still also going to be weighing in from the south side. Divine, they're absolutely trapped, but they're exactly where they want to be, smack dab in the center of the circle.
And Sweet Soul will be able to end Division X gaming inside of Erangel's first round. And Flood goes in to try to squeeze the bullets right down below the Dacia. That smoke's going to be able to provide just about enough cover for him to run inside the shack. And with that burn down the vehicle, that could be some extra barricade for the rest of Buram United. But with one big nade coming from the side of Flood, which is going to be a very long stretch, it might just be able to blow them off the roof. So with that, Team Ferox slowly moves up ahead to pick on Purple Moon instead.
Indeed, and you know, with this fight for the northern side, this is actually, you know, a lot less hectic than it is at the compound a little bit further south, where it's just, you know, absolutely dicey between all of those teams that we're seeing just really compressing each other into place. Chibrit in particular, you know, having to look on all sides, cannot even get a moment of respite, but of course, there are benefits of still being in that compound because it's very central and it's inside the next zone. So Cerberus and Daytrade, they're going to have to notably move out from their positions respectively. Northern side as well, we're going to have a conclusion to this one if people want to safely navigate down the hill. And Mariam, they're going for whatever works here. But, you know, that little hut is just outside the zone.
Yeah, and yeah, victim rise, victim just fall flat inside of that small little area that they do have. While there's still a whole lot of flurry of these pellets are being put in towards that shack, they're not getting any rest at all. And even Battle Arena leads, they're also looking by. Flutz could be moving off already set up that sort of smoke, so he will be able to just dance off some of these bullets. But Seed Soul has finally got the pick off in the form of Boston's with a headshot.
It looks like Divine taking the opportunity to consolidate their position because they got more company in this area, as it's going to be Hydra Gaming moving in here from the future. Is still going to try and repel them as much as possible. Look at them hurrying all the way here to try and prevent them, but the nade here from Hexagon is brilliant. He takes out 2 of them. Triple 165 as well. Could have been absolutely smacking out Hydra Gaming. But in the meantime, Cerberus, they're having to push Fury Australia back. They're all outside the zone at the moment, but it's do or die time. Smokes here completely obstructing everyone's line of sight.
Too much is going on inside this Erangel round, much more explosive than what we saw yesterday, and everybody just wants to book that shack, but they could not penetrate through that perfect defense being set up from the side of FTF, and Cerberus will be able to find Mukau, and they're all being forced to prone right down below, and this is Fury getting finished off at 11th with Haisaki just putting them to rest.
Very effective team fight there coming out from Cerberus, but Hexagon, though, he's going to be able to land a long-range shot there onto Haisaki. Does look like he's got a little bit of cover, but with the blue zone already at their tailcoats, it's going to be difficult for them to pick him up, and now they can only proceed on with the 3. But Ferox, they're in trouble here. They're trying to deal with Magic Esports, but, you know, with just moments and Purple move right in their face is difficult, but at least the trade comes out there. But it's still going to be Magic that gets in on that one, and Ferox is going to say thank you very much, steals the kill anyways, and Purple Moon is out.
And Purple Moon has done what they can. They tried to gatekeep the rest of the members of Ferox to no avail. And with a lot of bullets all flying on the edge, Sophia gets a pickup all the way through the edge, getting Bazil by the hit as well. Now, LJ Divine might just have a little bit of room left for them to just keep themselves pretty much safe away from the hands of FTF, who needs to just move across that road that's being established there. Unicorn Cyber Da Nang still relatively safe in the next phase itself. Now Rain slowly bleeding out, and it's gonna be a little bit of the rescue mission coming in from the side of Muti, while Magic is getting busy from the western side.
Yeah, Mutiny here might have a little bit of problems there in the form of Magic Esports, but Magic Esports are going to withdraw from that one. But in the meantime, Sophia taking the fight here to Cerberus. I think he knows exactly where they are. The nade is almost perfect there, and look at all the damage being done here. Gets one down, looking for the second here. He's already on fire, and Sophia could confirm the kill. Just getting into a little bit of a better spot. Anticipating that someone might come up over the hill after hearing that gunfire. Solosy here getting a little bit more info for Subang, but he's still got a little bit of HP, but he cannot afford to heal right now because he knows the potential danger is there. But in Battle Arena Elites, they have their eyes set on something else here from the future. They're going to be in trouble. Caught mid-rotation is now Battle Arena Elites starting to push it, but they managed to make it inside the building. But in the meantime, there's still going to be the potential for this push here, but only Loki's and Sophia is going to be right on the doorstep. They still have one more in the back here, could be able to make this a 3v3.
And they have already got a lot of damage being soaked right in. FTF still hoping to get another perfect defense, but FTF will be able to find that final member of the side of Cerberus to put them down this time around. But Nadiga now going to lock horns with the rest of Unicorn Cyber Danang. Best 1301. Despite ES trying to pick up Twans to further commit to this fight. But that blue is going to be a little bit further away. Not much support can be given right now. And with that big Molotov to be burning them off, this is going to be a little bad. But luckily enough, he did manage to get Twans back up on his feet. So a little bit of an exchange coming up. But it's going to be Sophia here trying to get a pick up from the top side of the levels. As we are still seeing this not coming to an end anytime soon there for her. Dropping a few more Molotovs, hoping to connect towards Mipanzuzu. But members inside of FTF, they're just holding in every single angles from the inside of the house.
Oh, but off-screen day trade. Noreen's is going to get a nice nade there. He might be able to crack this nut that is Unicorn Cyber Danang that have been holding off the onslaught here from the Thai team for ages. They still have 3 players here, but look at how many smokes has delayed this entire push. Magic Esports has a whole bunch of time to move down from the hill after not facing any obstruction there from Ferox, and they are going to be in a better spot here from the future, although they're in still a little bit of a pickle. They're caught between Divine and Battle Arena Elites, and really all 3 of those teams on the eastern side, they're not in the circle anymore. This is going to be really difficult for them to move out. Who first moves is probably going to get shot in the back.
And this goes the same for the side of FTF. Of so many trails of smokes being put up, I'm not too sure where can LG Divine do anything at all about that, but Unicorn Cyber Danang goes out at 7th, although they did have the circle upon them the most of the time. A little bit of the white lob of the nade coming from Sophia and the rest of Battle Arena Elites as they go up close and personal. Sophia goes down. There's no good news for the side of Battle Arena, but it's going to be Neferhorn that will go in for the backstab. Now, just by the pixel on the wall, Neferhorn goes down, now leaving only Loki's behind, and Loki's is so far away. He's trying to duke it out with Mutiny for the longest of time. It's 5 kills in the back for FTF, and oh, that pixel shot coming from Mutiny will end that streak coming from Battle Arena on 6.
Oh, the counter-offensive there from the future was absolutely brilliant. By the time Sophia managed to head check back, he had all 3 members of them pushing down their throats, took him down, took that Neferhorn there soon thereafter, but of course from the future still taking damage. But Day Trade starting to get up in the faces here of Magic Esports. They already managed to take down MU, MA, but now they could still take out more. Tonke all the way in the back looking to try and take down some of the Day Trade members. They still have the high ground working in their favor. Ferox in the meantime, they're not going to have that top 2 finish anymore in this game as they're going to be taken out, and we're down to our final 4 teams here in match number 3 of today.
And look who we have, LG Divine still here, and this is their best game so far inside of Angle in terms of positioning. So we'll see whether or not can they get energy converter, and it's Mipanzuzu getting picked up by Namsi from afar, pretty much in open terrain, which will be an easy pickup for the side of Namsi as he knows that there's going to be 1 more member remaining hiding behind that tree for FTF, and he's just going to be proning for a long time as he still has the circumference of the next upcoming circle. And it's a long Hall of Fame walk for the side of Day Trade as well as LG Divine.
It's do or die time now, and it's going to be Smoke City, but oh, look at the long-range shots there for Valak. Landing there, Venautica goes down, but still going to be plenty of cover that's actually obstructing quite a lot of vision, but Norins, he's the last player left here as Flash goes down, and it's not looking good here for Day Trade as they're going to continue to be pressured outside the current zone. In the meantime, LG Divine is actually taking the opportunity to clean up house here on the eastern side. Hexagon, it goes down, and looks like from the future they're going to be going out in that 4th position. Only 3 teams remaining, and you know, are we going to see Divine take 3 in a row here? And they look pretty good for it.
And I would certainly agree with you right here, player of the J, and Valax will be able to get one in the front of Nautica. That nade almost popped over on the side of Norris as well, with him being one of the last remaining members side of Day Trade. He's got to pull off an upset against the side of Magic, but it will be Tonkei that will put an end to that streak, as the fellow Thai side did not seem to be giving him any sort of the advantage at all. Now, 2 teams remain. It's Magic versus LG Divine, a 3 versus 3 scenario. Magic currently sitting on the 3rd place of the leaderboards. They're hoping to take this game off of the side of LG Divine to make the competition a little bit stiffer. And if LG Divine takes this one, they really will be the first team to be not only be heading in towards perhaps that triple-digit mark on the leaderboard. This will be 3 chicken dinners in the back to back, and I just don't know what more to say about LG Divine being pretty much on a perfect run so far.
Well, so far they are looking as though they are the definition of focus and determination at the moment, as they are delivering here on the opening weekend of PCS3 APAC, and everyone is feeling it very substantially, as they will not be outdone. I mean, we saw Ferox come so close in the previous match, you know, and it came down to 1v1, but it was still Divine at the end of the day. But this is another time for them to really prove their mettle here, and it's going to be on Erangel, which has been their nemesis so far in this competition, relatively speaking, of course. But of course, this is still their 3rd attempt, and you know, that's always going to be 3rd time's the charm at that.
MC now getting spotted out. The check's going to be blown wide open. He has to remember that that's definitely no place for him to take shelter for the moment, as he will only be able to negate a little bit of those views coming in from the side of Magic Esports. Now, Jun already being spotted out. One big lob of the nade goes right through, as it will be connecting a little bit towards the corner, as Jun just have a little bit of his health getting chipped off. Still gonna be a long standstill until they get in towards closer proximity, and there's not much time on phase 9 to do so. Barrel under the hands of Namsi, as he will be able to take off Relax with a headshot there as well. Sulami goes out inside of play zone, and look what we have! LG Divine, 3 chicken dinners back to back today, and it's their 5th one on this roll, as the Vietnamese side has been looking to dominate the entire competition.
Man, can you believe it? Divine, they conquer their demons right there, and they're going to be able to take it here on Erangel. And man, you know, we were talking about, you know, just being kings of Miramar, but what have they done? They are taking the control of this championship by the horns, and so far there's nothing anyone can do about it, as they're just streaking ahead of the competition, and you know, thoroughly deserving of their position right now. Reigning champions here, thoroughly delivering here right from the get-go as well with the first kill.
Some say that PUBG is all about luck, and some say that, of course, it does involve a lot of skills as well as patience. But man, at this point, I don't think that they're even depending on luck anymore. And it goes to show that it's really about being the toughest competitor in the block. And look at all these sparks flying up in the air and all the explosions being set across the farm region, where we saw perfect defenses coming in from Cerberus, and later on Day Trade comes in to close up and of course take down the other members of the side of Unicorn, Cyber Danang.
Yeah, just a high level of compression there at the hands of the Circle, just really doing a number on these teams. And right at the end, you know, nice and methodical play coming out here from LG Divine as they're just systematically clearing up that eastern side first before really bringing a very sublime team fight, very much more convincing than what we saw in match number 2. Really able to take it down there and, not having to, come down to a 1v1 with Levi's, but overall, great team effort there and really closing things out and 9 kills to boot as well. Not too shabby.
Yeah, and this level of consistency cannot be seen elsewhere than here in the PCS3 APAC. With so many chicken dinners already on the side of LG Divine, what could possibly stop them? There's no such thing as a bad day for this Vietnamese side, as they just make things work day in, day out, and pretty sure that every practice that they put in has been put into its great utility of effect. And let's check out the leaderboards right now. Needless to say, it's LG Divine still at the top. Then this time around, they also close out the game with 9 kills, which sends them with 19 points on the board. From the Future came up with 14 points, and Magic, yes, they might be in the third placing here, but they did manage to secure quite a substantial lead to get themselves challenging the likes of Divine Esports in that final circle.
Oh, indeed, and with the number of kills that Divine gets, while it's not the highest in all of the rounds, they are consistently putting out there, while at the same time getting the win there. That's really propelling them onwards here from the Future. Magic Esports, Team Ferox, all going to be in that top 4 spot, and LG Divine just going to continue to extend the lead here. 40 kills now in the bag here, so overall they still have the kill lead, 90 points, and it's a massive lead, 36 points over Fury Australia. Magic Esports moves up into 3rd position. This is their best run so far in the PCS competition. Buriram United is going to be in that 4th spot. Division X with the 5th position here. Sharper, 6th position. Cerberus moves up into the top half of the table. Could this be the turn of events for them? So does Battle Arena Elite. So really turning things quite around.
Yeah, and it seems to be a very rough day for Angel Lions, which they saw first page finish back in day number 1, and they are now pushed in towards 10th position, which was something that we didn't really expect coming in from the side of Angel Lions. While the question now is, can the side of LG Divine close today's chapter on day 2 with that perfect finish of 4 chicken dinners a day?
Well, I mean, they're definitely looking good for it so far, and they're definitely going to be feeling pretty hot here, and they do want to try and finish week 1 with a bang and, really carry that nice big lead going into week number 2. Something for all the other teams to definitely stew over, but, it can't hurt their chances anyways, in the long run, to continue maintaining that focus and not let the pedal off the gas, and definitely everyone will be sweating more, but of course they'll have a little bit of a breather here before we get into our final game of week number 1. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bid you farewell for just a few minutes, and when we return, our final round on Air and Go. I am Play the J, he's Contra, and we'll see you in a bit. The damage down to 47, but he's going to be coming from this unexpected angle, and that might be the kryptonite here for Hydra Gaming as they all get taken down.
Miram's going to be looking to pick on Purple Mood for the 2nd time coming. Try to get those alignments of shots, and there we go. That vehicle's going to be smoking up, then that pickup truck might just actually blow in time, and Naxi find a connection. Rocky goes down, gets the kill secured. Canaxi's dropping this big frag. It might just actually connect towards just moment, needing to reload, and it might just be it. Oh, perfect one! Drop it straight to it, and Purple Moon, the first team to fall. Left beside a victim rise. He can't really go in for a revival. Way too many smokes right through the middle, and it's been Levi that will pick up Sulabi. One big nade connects, and it will be dropping Northern down, and Valax tries to get them all through. Oh no! It's a big nade! He gets a double! Valax with the frags, and he might just wipe away the rest of Buriram.
Oh, things are getting down and dirty here as everyone's getting close quarters. Okay, moves in. He's going to be cleaning out. Okay, are you kidding me? He takes down the entirety of Sharper all by himself, and he's looking to move onwards here. The frag grenade seemingly running out, and they're all resorting to the smokes here. But look at Valox here, trying to go in for that one rotation together with Magic, but they are only at one vehicle. They're all getting shot up the pit here. Patrick and Mad Dog are taking them all down. Magic gets eliminated here in a flurry of gunfire.
Hey, Aljimbot, bergaduh yuk. Ada? Hah? Halo, nama saya Rizky Junaidi and IGN VTR Cibirik. I'm from Victim Rush and I'm from region Indonesia.
Hi, my name is Shanbert Alex Joseph E. Alvier. My IGN is AA Algen Bots from Angel Alliance and I'm from Philippines.
PUBG. Keyboard sama dengan. Ya, aku lakukan autoran kalau misalnya capek jari. PUBG.
Wait.
64.
PUBG. No, you can't heal the phase 5 because it's very hurt.
PUBG.
Nope.
No. 4, 5, 5, 10, 10, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 19, 219. 219 item kalau dicakupin ammo. Fighting.
Oh my god. Maximum capacity. Oh my god. Like the items or maximum capacity thing. Oh my god. 300. 300?
No. We want.
Oh my god.
Hai, saya Cibirit. Saya menang dari Aljinbot dalam PCS APAC 3 Quiz Show. Dan jangan lupa dukung Victim Rush dalam pertandingan PCS3 tanggal 7.
Hey guys, I just lost to Chibirit, but I gave him a chance. But I won't lose him into PCS3 APAC.
PCS3 APAC, we coming hot.
And this will be interesting.
Hello and welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to see how week 1 is going to be finishing here at the PUBG Continental Series 3 APAC, and of course, we've been having quite a bit of action, but of course, Divine has been dishing out quite a bit of it themselves, as they have got, they're chasing 6 chicken dinners inside 2 days. Currently up to 5, and you would have put it past them to be able to do that. So just like to thank you all for tuning in, and of course, big thanks to PUBG Corporation, K&K Revolution, Cause Effect, and this all brought to you by Geek Events. I'm Player the J, he's Contra, and looking forward to that one more match of the day.
That's right. So far, it has been a real incredible run inside the PUBG Continental Series 3 in Asia Pacific. And, well, what more can I say about LG Divine? That they are just looking to be the perfect team to be able to come up top in multiple occasions. And this time, with 5 chicken dinners already in the bag, it goes to show that they have been able to just get themselves solidified even when that pressure amounts. As we saw inside the farm area, there were multiple teams from that specific site that they were holding, but they have been able to pull through and, of course, cause that upset against the side of Magic, or should I say the other way around, that Magic was looking to cause an upset, but they couldn't be able to put that finishing touch just to take down the rest of LG Divine. And now we're going to be hopping in towards our final flight of the evening to close out day number 2 of PCS3. Now, with this sort of a flight path heading in towards the southwest side, and, well, I'm hoping to see an island finishing, just like how we did yesterday.
Oh, indeed. I would love to see that. Stalwart finish also wouldn't be too bad, or Mount Gecka as well. As these are always the testing environments to really measure and benchmark how well a team is performing. And it's a good acid test as well for Divine. Not only are they able to win on Erangel, they're able to do it in such treacherous conditions. Now we keep talking about Divine, like just not performing well in Erangel. I mean, it's all relative, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, they didn't do too well. We know that when it was PCS2, which they won, of course, they did have some good results on both Miramar and Erangel. But in any case, it seems as though that they're putting it to bed here in PCS3, that they can only perform on one map. So far, they're looking to perform on every single match that they are seemingly engaging upon. But it's up to the competition now to step up and be counted.
Yeah, and we're already seeing a little bit of trading being done here on the southeast side, as we see Ballerina Elites actually committing towards a little bit of a trading between them as well as Buram United. Same thing goes for the Pachinko side, as we do see Ferox as well as Magic still on the loot, and we might just have a roadkill coming on the way, but not enough gas coming from Venatica, as he will be looking to get absolutely nothing out of that. Thank goodness. Once on the rescue, he'll pick up that blue right there.
Yeah, that's like the worst thing that can happen to you in the early game. You just get completely run over or punched to death. And thankfully for Unicorn Cyber, Denang, they're going to be able to continue onwards here. Not going to be the best way to go out for sure. And of course, we talk about how Divine definitely want to try and take a very strong finish and a very strong lead into next week's competition. Everyone else here, they will also be wanting to try and, right the wrongs, from the course of these first 2 days, the first 8 rounds of play, and, what better way to finish on a positive note. So let's see if anyone can really strike up the challenge, because so far, we've been seeing a real mix between these teams that have, tried to finish into those top spots. Division X Gaming, finishing in second place, but actually getting more points in the first one today. Of course, we had Ferox as well, getting to the end, and it was really painstakingly close. It was a 1v1 with Levi's as well, and then of course Magic getting into that 3v3 team fight. But yeah, I have to say that Divine took that one very handedly.
Yeah, and they really take matters to their own hands when it comes down to those very final few moments. And most of these fights, other than the ones that was facing a Team Ferox on the second match of Miramar, was very decisively pulled on towards the hands of LG Divine. Now with Ferox backing off from Pachinko, they will be moving ahead, and with this sort of the circle hotline, unfortunately, no Sonoska military base ending as I hoped for, but we're still in for some great action here, as it will cover the grounds of Rozak, school, and many more areas like Pachinko.
Yeah, we still got plenty of opportunities over the course of the next 4 play days to really see, if these players are going to be able to adjust for numerous different conditions. And we're already seeing some of the first movers for this rotation phase. It's going to be Division X Gaming going for a little bit of a longer route around that northern side after, being in Yasnaya ever so much. But don't really want to contend too much with what is going to be present there. But let's not forget, this is pretty much the most central circle that you can kind of get on Erangel, and as a result, we're not actually getting too many teams that will be looking to make significant rotations like this.
Yeah, and this is interesting enough for them to just cut by the Stalber Hill, and they're looking to move themselves deeper in towards the corners between Severny as well as the regions of the River Revive, I must say. But for the side of well, I gotta stop that. Angel Alliance. Yep, I got it right. I got it right. Okay, so Angel Alliance looking to camp out on that bridge, and yeah, gotta hold my tongue right there for that. So apologies to the Philippines community for that if I've been calling out the names a little bit wrong from time to time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mad Dog, he was an Archangel, you know, so maybe that could be, you know, well, I mean, it's not really an excuse, you know, but I mean, a part explanation. But speaking of which, Angel Alliance is going to continue onwards, and Mad Dog, we tend to see him at this regional stage quite a bit in the past. First with Archangel, and before that was with Dogs as well. Him and CJ really being quite the pairing as well, really dominating. But of course, you know, we're gonna see changes to the landscape, and Angel Alliance, they're looking like strong contenders based on their performance yesterday, but it's kind of tapered off today. Haven't really quite seen them reach the kind of stratosphere that they managed to achieve in round 4 yesterday, where they got that second place there to Fury, but they got 13 kills in the bag, and I think that's the highest so far from any single team so far in PCS3.
Yeah, I felt like this is kind of like the new era for the APAC region, where we see so many new names rise, and the veterans that we usually see make it through, like, say, Archangel Predator. Like, we've always seen CJ18 almost every single one of these major tournaments for Southeast Asia or APAC, but it's quite saddening to not see them being able to push through to reach to this APAC run in PCS3. But hey, nevertheless, we would be hoping to see more of them coming for the upcoming PCS to come. And with that, we are fixating our eyes upon the Rozok area to be quite the prime spot, with most of them already taking the center stage.
Oh, but Fury lands right in front of Battle Arena Elite. Nephor straight away taking down Flood, but he's a little bit outnumbered in the immediate vicinity. Joxy is going to be moving really close in support here ASAP. While there's still going to be Flood on the ground, Battle Arena Elites could take this fight decisively here, but this could be a little bit devastating here if they're not too careful. Currently, they're still trying to take advantage of Flood's positioning, but Sophia, he's going to get taken down. Joxy, though, lands the nade there perfectly, and now it's going to be 2 players down on the ground here for Battle Arena Elites. Loki is already taking quite a bit of damage. I think Battle Arena Elite's going to bug out from this one, and not able to have a great start here to Erangel once again. And unfortunately, this is not going to be too good for them. They're still exploring the possibility of getting Nephor up here, but, you know, I think Joxy already has kind of written this one off.
Yeah, and now Loki is being left out all alone. He might just be able to pick up this kill here with a little bit of that spray, but he's hopping in towards that buggy. Not going to be able to do all too much, as he'll be on a chase alongside with the rest of Fury. Doing a little bit of that K-mine to try to pick him up, but hey, he's going to be just safe enough to be able to survive the day. Well, they did pick up their teammate there, Flood, much early on with the nade coming in from Juxi, but still not a favorable trade that they've been looking for.
Oh, but they're going to still reprise the rivalry here. It's a 2v2 battle here. Fury Australia taking losses as Divine being opportunistic there, did take down Insight, and now Angel Alliance, they got to contend with Buriram United already taking the club here at the middle section, and the nade is going to bank off the tree there perfectly. Konaxi gets down none, and look at this Angel Alliance trying to move down from the hill. Evil Patrick in the meantime is on fire right now, and he shoots through the door. What a play coming out here. Konaxi's going to pay for that one with his life.
What an amazing pre-fire coming from Evil Patrick, expecting that to come by, but Edie caught him off guard while he tries to pop that sort of the smoke grenade as well as a little bit of that Mets. Mad Dog loses his vehicle, and yep, not a good sign, as that UAZ will need to be pulled down. But oh hey, it's still pretty much all right as he could go on the reverse. So great stuff for the side of Angel Alliance, but Mad Dog hoping to just hightail it off of this position as they know there's no saving grace left of remaining for the side of Nan.
Yeah, so that's another couple early losses here for Angel Alliance, and well, they did manage to get Connexi. I mean, that's just only a slight consolation. So of course, they would want to try and maintain their squad strength, because that was what brought them so much success, especially in the last round of yesterday as well here on Erangel. But hasn't happened here, so that's a little bit unfortunate. That blue knocking over his teammate, and luckily we haven't seen anything more drastic coming from a lot of these team knocks there, as they tend to do happen here in this game.
Yeah, seems like that blue isn't all too grateful about Twan's save much early on, and this time it was instead Twan that gets run over by his own teammate, but that is pretty much going to be revivable, so not too much of a big blunder coming in from the part of Twans and Co. And for Fury, they'll be looking to perhaps get a little bit more stocks of utility. You can see that Mukau has lost his level 2 armor and very little smokes as well as meds to work with.
Yeah, Fury Australia, they're going to be ruining some of the missed opportunities here so far. They didn't get any points from the last round, and they're still in second place, so it just goes to show how much everyone else is kind of struggling and how even it is across the field. I mean, Fury has got 56 points, and 16 points down is already Hydra Gaming on 40. So this very good possibility for teams to really jump up the standings quite significantly. But of course, that all-important first place there and the $80,000 prize money is pretty much going to LG Divine unless people are able to step up, or Divine. Something that we used to see from them, either they have really dominant performances, or they would have dominant performances for the first half, and then the second half they would go cold of the competition, So we'll see which one we're going to be getting from this competition.
Yeah, we really haven't seen much of a sight on them thus far over the span of 12 minutes. And speaking of which, LG Divine's going to be on our screen, and they'll be taking the entirety of the apartments of school for the moment. And on the other end, there's going to be a couple of members of the side of Sharper Esports by the hill, by the main parts of school as well, as they are pretty much scattered, but with good enough angle, they might be able to just knock a member or two from the side of LG Divine. But securing a kill is going to be a little too much to hope for. So that's going to be another update coming along the way. Cerberus alongside with BAE is going to be right in towards the corners of the outskirts of Pachinki, and that's where that circle is going to be ending up next.
And while Pachinki is always inside the zone, I'm kind of surprised that Magic Esports decided to stay there. And, we've always been observing how they've always been dropping in that location. And, for the most part, usually you loot and get out, but, so happens that they're there. And now they have to worry about teams like Unicorn, Cyber, Danang, which they could move in through Pachinki, and it's just a lot harder to deal with. And that's exactly why you see these pro teams really choosing to find other spots. But hey, maybe they know Pachinki inside and out. They've definitely been dropping their 100% so far, so they must know something about it.
Yeah, and perhaps they just were hoping for an urban finish as well, with a very slight percentage ratio for that to be happening in the upcoming phase. Well, Buram's going to be moving right by from the east, and a lot of all these safe room from the farm areas that they've been managed to cut across as compared to the past game where everywhere is pretty much booked out. So this is going to be a lot of time that they can just spare for the moment for those scattered loots inside those small little shacks. And for now, just scouting out about, Godmeow's going to be going in for a little bit of restock here, while the side of Hydra is moving by the likes of Sharper Esports, and this might just be a big pickoff coming along the way.
Oh, Magsonis is going to be busy here taking down Victim Rise. In the meantime, to be too worried about this, but also at the same time, Sharper, part of him is still in transition or trying to move around 6x at the very least, and not in position to really stop Hydra Gaming from really continuing on with this transition. And they're actually going to be smack dab in quite a bit of the team, so they just have to be a little bit mindful of. Division X Gaming has actually taken up residency here all the way on that southeastern corner of Pachinki, so this is exactly the kind of thing that Magic Esports needs to worry about, especially since they're not all inside that garage structure on that northeastern corner, which tends to be the one building that you might still occupy if you choose to.
Yeah, and for the side of Victim Rise, they are leaving the water town already. This is going to be a little bit of a tough affair for the side of From the Future, but nevertheless, they will be able to make it past right in between those teams. And here comes another redeem code, and it's going to be the last one for the evening until we come back for our next bout on our upcoming weekend itself. So make sure you key this one in, 5MYLY to PY6X for N. Yep, I read it out loud for you guys. No excuses for you to miss out on this.
Okay, now they just need a pen and paper, right? So write it out at the same time. But in any case, hurry up, ladies and gentlemen, because it can only be used once, first come, first serve, and you get a vote, and you can get a chance to win more EP as a result and buy some of these good PCS3 skins, which really look quite dope. And now, back to the game. Seeing the circle here, going to be shifting a little bit away here from Pachinki. Still going to cover a bit of Magic Esports there for their troubles at Battle Arena, at least with 50% of the squad strength. It's still going to be quite central here. And, this could be quite the masterstroke there if they're going to make it work. But now everyone is moving across the Pachinki fields in quite a bit of a hurry as they do want to try and secure the spot here. Cerberus, they're also going to be trying to hold on maybe a bit more than they can chew. They're scattered throughout the compound. But look at the coverage. It's good. Sulabi also going to be weighing in on that one as well from long range.
Yeah, and it's going to be Tonkei that secures that kill at the very end as well. They immediately responded with that sort of third-party action as LG Divine slowly gets by. They seem to be looking for members of the side of Victim Rise, and I'm pretty sure that they might have spotted some vehicles while they were coming by, and they are also pointing a gun back at them for the moment.
Oh man, look at this, more teams crashing in, and it's Magic Esports trying to defend against this. Klee goes down straight away, can't even get to the building safely here, and nades blowing up everywhere here. That Blue trying to return some of that explosive vengeance himself, and not able to land anything just yet, but they're trying to get up their team member in a short while, just going to continue to push them back here, but Tonkei is using the opportunity. In the meantime, Subong and Haisaki taking down the entirety of Day Trade Gaming, as this being absolutely devastating. A little bit further on that farmhouse side of things here in Pachinki. Unfortunately, you can't quite see it now, but it looks like Divine, they're going to be pushing up this hill and really just trying to take the fight to Victim Rise.
Wow, look at those nades just being lobbed all the way in, and Victim Rise only have so little shelter to work with. The push is on. It's going to be a 2-2 split coming from the side of LG Divine to be moving up the hill as well. And we're going to be looking at June here that has been able to get a glimpse of the side of Purple Mood. So a little bit of the checkers here to be ticked off. And for the side of the Unicorn, the Nang, they need to see any sort of seize this opportunity to push out the rest of Magic Esports.
I don't think that they know that there's two players who are not inside the building, but that's not going to matter. They're still going to systematically go and clear everything. The flashbang goes in here. They're pushing in here. They're going to catch Klee moving up the hill, or rather trying to move in here as they're trading out quite evenly, but it's still going to be very much with Magic Esports having two players still left. Sulabi Tonkei finally moving inside the building, and Best here doesn't have a lot of HP to work with. He's trying to claim whatever kills that he can. He's got a fraction of HP as the last surviving member here for Unicorn Cyber, but with that, Sulabi, he's still going to be up, but Tonkei is down on all fours.
It's going to be a 1 versus 1, and now trying to go in for a revival. Not the right timing, though. Unicorn Cyber that now finally finds their big win.
Oh, that curiosity killed the cat there with that head peek there. But now look at Divine. They're starting to try and take this aggression a little bit further here against the Indonesian team. Victim Rise, though, they got other plans in store here, but there's not a lot of options. But look at Genfoss. He gets down one. He's looking for the second here, but this is still going to be very much Divine, having 3 players up, healthy, and standing at the moment. But the angles are kind of narrow at the moment here for Victim Rise. Can't do a whole lot about that. Hydra are going to get eliminated in the meantime, however, and we'll see how things shape up here on the southern side. It's Angel Alliance just trying to sustain 2v2 battle here with Fury.
And with Angel Alliance pretty much pinned out by the corner of the tree, 20 more HP left for the side of Alien Bots. And Fury looking to just cut through and gatekeep them from entering the phase. And this is pretty much untankable zones for themselves as well. Mad Dog using whatever smokes that he has, and now depleted to 0. Genfoss hoping to pick one up, and Sharper on the move.
Oh, but now this kind of height advantage is good, but not when you got Divine knocking on your door here. But they got some help there, and looks like, well, actually it's going to be a kill steal, but June goes down as well. There's only going to be Levi that's left here, and so now it looks like Divine having trouble a little bit here, as he's going to hightail it out of there, and he's at the very least going to get half of his HP to work with him in his favor, but his position is completely known here to Victim Rise, and you can probably imagine that they're going to go for a little bit of reprisal here if they can.
Victim Rise already having 3 kills in the back. Unicorn Cyber has already fallen flat, with Loki's picking him up at the very end. Although they did get those couple of kills, it's not going to be enough for them to just climb out of the third. While Genfoss now tries to run right through. Sharper spots him out with 6 stack, trying to lob this big nade. Whoa, what a peek coming in from the side of Chiburi, and Genfoss down to 42, and 6 stacks will be able to connect those shots over the side of Kamal's. Now with another perfect shot, and towards the side of Genfoss, hoping to eliminate the Indonesian side, and Sharper still needing to pick one off in the form of Chiburi.
Yeah, there's only going to be that one player left standing here, but not much longer. Cheaper gets found out there by 6 stacks, as he's going to pick up 3 kills there at the expense of the Indonesians. Now look at Division X Gaming. They're going to be in a bit of trouble. Longke, you can rely on him to frag, but he's got a lot of problems ahead of him. He's got the entirety of Ferox to deal with, and I'm not too sure that he can overcome this monstrous challenge. He's tanking just so much blue damage every bit of time, but he doesn't have a lot of cover besides the shelter entrance, so he's just trying to land what he can. It's looking pretty grim for him. Not much HP left remaining. I don't even think that he has enough time to get these off. Nope, that's it here for the Vietnamese team.
They did try, nevertheless, to at least secure 1 point before falling out, and even more important, to deny the points from given over to the opposition itself. Now Rain tries to go in for taps, but it's going to be another bullet sent over from the side of Sharper Esports right across those hills. Ferox trying to find a different sort of rotation to get by, and it's going to be BAE that's going to be looking over on towards the western end. For Mad Dog, it has been relatively quiet alongside with Fury, as both sides are remaining silent for the moment.
Oh, but things are starting to heat up here on the northern side, because Sharper Esports, they have to try and deal with this, but it's a 2v4 battle here against Ferox and Sweet Soul. He's got a Graza available to him, but I think they're not too aware of Sharper Esports' positioning here, as they are just continuing to run here a bit to the eastern side as they want to try and transition, but yeah, it's not really being followed up here so much. At the meantime, Sharper only has the 2 players anyway, so they can't really be as aggressive as they would like to. 6X, of course, probably have other ideas as he's on quite the streak, but now they spot out the members of Ferox and they're heading straight towards them.
Yeah, a couple of taps comes out, and Maxonus will be able to land a connection towards the South 6 Rin. Soul Z will be able to pick up Rain as well. Now, down towards the side of Sixula as well as Mutiny. They're pretty much far apart from one another. And tanking a little bit blue, 6 stacks once again. Get that frag out. 4 pointers for the side of Sharper Esports.
Wow, Sharper is actually taking down the entirety of Ferox seemingly by themselves. And there's only going to be 1 player left remaining here. And yeah, or Mutiny, he's got it stacked up against him. In the meantime, though, we do see Battle Arena is finally having to move out from this little compound that's been harboring them for quite a bit of this game so far. But this is Mutiny. It's in a 1v2. It's not looking good. It's also an uphill battle. Maxonus, though, he's going to land the headshot. And boy, just like that, they're going to be picking up extra 4 frags. So Sharper doing well under the circumstances.
Absolute lethal duo coming from Sharper Esports, and now pinned against the rock in the hard place. And BAE will have themselves a member being knocked out outside of the play zone. No time for any sort of the revival coming out from the side of Josie, and he's making a run for his life. I'm not too sure how long he lasts, but Sharper Esports will end their run at 8th.
Yeah, it looks like 6 stacks. He is cleaning house here in this game, but you know, with shots like that, it's actually attracting a bit of attention, this time from his fellow countrymen in the form of Purple Mood Esports. They are going to be all the way on that eastern side, and you know, they would ideally want to move there. It's uphill, and you know, they get closer to the circle, but you know, it's still treacherous. From the Future is in the way as well. Maxonus and 6 stacks, though, they don't spot them out in time. They're going to stumble on that big trap that was lying in wait, and now it's actually going to be Buriram moving here to take advantage of this.
And Mad Dog, after a long wait, they will be able to pick one up, but instead, from the back, Ronan will be able to trade right over on his fallen ally. And, well, an eye for an eye, they say. Legion Bot will be the only member remaining for the side of Angel Alliance, and the Australian side still sitting inside of the corners of the circle. Well, actually, just right outside of it, with Cerberus sweeping the edge, and they're looking to clean up shop.
Well, definitely, this could be their chance to capitalize. So can Buriram. You know, I think both teams will fancy their chances there. As a Purple Mood, they're facing a little bit of problems. As Buriram just having, there you go. That's more problems even for Fury as well, as they're just not able to really get out with that one player that's remaining. But now, looks like Boss Sense, he's got other ideas here with Purple Mood, as they want to strut their stuff as well, despite being sandwiched here by Buriram and Cerberus. They're looking to try and capitalize on this high ground advantage that they have.
Yeah, and mostly consisting a lot more Thai units on board. Purple Moods finally found that game where they could just pull out with 4-man strong to hopefully close out the game, but Buriram is going to be plotting an attack over onto the side of Legion Bot, and I'm not sure if he's even looking in the right direction to be able to spot things out, but now he does. He flicks it to his back. It's going to be Edie as well as the rest of Buriram here that might be able to just get a little bit of catch, but oh my goodness, what a spray coming out, but Noadra got his member covered up, and Edie will still survive to tell the tale.
Well, Jinbot's trying to catch him in midair, only lands a few shots, not able to get the knockdown, and he's going to pay for that one. Purple Mood, though, they're going to try and capitalize on some of the action going on here. They're coming up over the front. God, Meow spots out all of them here. He's getting absolutely flashed at the moment. I'm not sure he can actually hold the flank. He deals quite a bit of damage here, but he's going to try and fend them off. Rocky Jims goes down, but God Meow, he's taking quite a bit of damage. No time to heal. He's going prone here, but Noradra, he goes down as well. So there's going to be this little bit of trades here working in their favor. But now Cerberus, they're coming in here to try and stand up and be counted. Boss Sense comes up over the top, takes down God Meow. Eddie, though, he's going to get the refrag straight away. He gets the double there. And now there's only one player left here, and he could take down the entirety of Purple Mood. But now Cerberus, they're coming in for the kill.
And Cerberus has waited long enough. It's high time for them to claim this chicken dinner that they've been waiting so long for. Purple Mood now, but right outside of the zone. This is not looking all too good for Rocky. He will eventually bleed out. And instead of picking up a fight, they will give it over to Cerberus Esports of Vietnam.
Oh, Cerberus Esports, it seems like an age ago since we saw them take a win at this stage. And, you know, it's been a long time coming, but finally, you know, they're stepping up and being counted. And, you know, what a time to do this when Divine, their fellow countrymen, are really on a tear. And they need to remind everyone that, hey, they're here to play as well.
Vietnam domination for the entirety of the day. Of course, we got that triple chicken dinner streak going on towards their fellow Vietnamese side as well in the form of LG Divine. But let's check out the highlights here on Cerberus' big win in the final matchup of the evening. And first, we did have right here with that sort of invasion coming in from the side of Nalty, but there was not much that can be said about that. But this matchup here with Unicorn Cyber Danang taking a terror on towards the side of Magic Esports was something to watch.
Yeah, and really just everyone trying to grind each other out here on the hillside. You know, it's always going to be a difficult proposition, but this 2v4 at the expense of Ferox was great stuff coming out from Sharper, able to really prevent them from doing too much. From the future, though, able to stop them in their tracks, but not before they got absolutely slaughtered as well in turn. Purple Moon, Barrier United, and of course Cerberus all really colliding here right at the end. Eddie with the heroics, though, but it wasn't going to be enough to take down all of Purple Moon, and in the end, Cerberus, they're going to win out.
Yeah, and they also got an 8 kills to finish off that game itself, so that will be an 18-pointer finish for the side of Cerberus, which is absolutely solid work coming from that Vietnamese side. And I really thought that Purple Mood would be a little bit more focused on their attack because they were hoping to clear out Buram United on the other edge. And after that fight, it really caused too much damage on their end for them to be able to switch the attention towards the side of Cerberus Esports. But still, that was a very dominant run coming out from those top 3 finishers by the end of that angle bout. And truth be told, I was really hoping to see Purple Mood really pull back from the dirt because day one was absolutely lackluster from the Thai side.
Yeah, indeed, and I think just to try and find their footing here, definitely is something that we want to see them return to that level of competitiveness as well, as it's definitely been a while. But I mean, looking at this is very promising coming out from them, despite being one of the teams that was towards the bottom. But of course, we have to see how their position looks like in our results here to see how the picture is shaping up. But at the very least, we do know what it'll kind of look like at the top. Divine being slowed down here, and they're not going to be relinquishing control of the championship just yet. And it's definitely going to be food for thought, I feel, for Divine. When they go for this week-long break, everyone is going to be having a good hard look at how everyone's playing and see what kind of adjustments do they want to have. But yeah, Cerberus, they couldn't have picked a better time here to make themselves be counted.
Yeah, and I really want to have a look into the standings, but of course we'll take a little bit of time for our team here to be able to calculate the scores before we bring up all the stats forward, before we, of course, close off the entirety of the evening. Hope you guys have been enjoying the PUBG Continental Series 3 for the APAC region so far. All of this is brought to you by PUBG Corporation, K&K Revolution, Geek Events, and also Cause and Effect. So today, a whole lot of highlight reels coming in from the Vietnamese side, and also we saw Ferox really putting up quite a tough fight against them. That was the closest anyone has ever come to on that final circle against the likes of LG Divine throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, LG Divine just generally being very clutch, and I think Ferox, they actually had the better tactical decision making, when it came to that particular round that we're talking about there. They had their chances, but in this particular round, Cerberus, of course, stood up here and they managed to claim 18 points for themselves. So pretty good haul coming out from them. Purple Mood is going to be having that second spot, 12 points in the bag. Barry round looking a little bit better here. They kind of fallen off here in day number 2, but I mean, that's just a resurgent Divine Esports looking to try and solidify their hold on the title here. Sharper, though, also pretty good for their own right as well. 9 points from the future. Angel Alliance, Fury, and Ferox are going to be rounding up the top 8 here in our final round.
Yeah, and on the other side of the board, we do have Victim Rise, Unicorn Cyber Danang with 3 pointers shared alongside Magic Esports, as well as Ballerina leads. The rest only got 1 and 0, but it's still going to be LG Divine that will be taking the top spot to end week 1 on a real good note with 91 points, 62 points for Buram United Esports after finishing third on that matchup. Fury still holds on towards the top 3 at the very least, now tied with Cerberus Esports after that chicken dinner. 55 points for Magic Esports to be on the top 5, Sharper with 51, 44 for Angel Alliance, as well as Division X Gaming. So we see slight shifts coming out, and there's still going to be a lot of chase going on from the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and honestly, everyone is so close in the middle that I can't really put it past them. And when we got 4 more play days in store for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there's still plenty of chances for everyone to overtake. In the meantime, for our final match of the day, Six Stacks leading the way there as he and Magzonis both making it here into the top 5, really delivering despite being the only couple of members here left for the team there. So also the former Golden Cat members there really delivering here for Sharper. Cerberus also going to have 2 representatives here, Solo Z and Subong, both delivering quite substantially. And God Meow as Buriram United did get a sizable number of points in this one.
Yeah, and in that sort of replay, we did see a lot of all the skill bombs for the side of Six Sacks, and this is one of the higher numbers that we've seen in a single matchup, and now this is going to be a top 5 highest damage being dealt. It's 1,624 coming from one man alone, and it's Six Sacks here to be able to take the cake, with Solozzi still on number 2 with 1,477, Loki's with 1,404, Kim Siva still on the charts here with 1,350, and Haisaki to make it up on the 5th place with 1,320. 2 members of the side of Cerberus Esports, and let's have a look at the top 5 kills of the day.
Oh, and yeah, we're gonna have Divine, of course, here. Both Jun and Namsi. Jun, the relatively newer player, we're gonna be getting 9 kills together with Namsi. So good haul from both of them. Neferhor from Battle Arena Elites as they started to rake in some pretty decent points here in day number 2. He's gonna have 8 together with Eddie from Buriram United, and of course Six Stacks. He's gonna not only deliver the damage, but it's also gonna be on the kills department as well. It's gonna pick up 7 here for day number 2.
That's right, and I believe that's most of the stats that we do have for the evening, and we definitely thank all of you guys who are tuning in from all across Asia Pacific and beyond. And this is the PUBG Continental series that will continue over the next weekend, and it's definitely a pleasure to be casting alongside with you, Player the J. And of course, there's so much more that you guys can take from just watching the PCS3, where you guys can get yourselves those redeem codes that will be popping every single one of these matches to come, for you guys to vote for your favorite team and just get so much more rewards for your games out there to be flexing with those brand new spanking PCS3 years.
They definitely look absolutely amazing. It's been absolutely awesome casting with you again, Contra. I hope that everyone else at home has been enjoying the show. And yeah, again, just big thanks to PUBG Corporation, KK Revolution, Cause Effect, and of course, this whole production brought to you here by Geek Events. Without all of them, we would not be having such a fantastic show to bring you all this evening. And I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is about it for us. We still have 2 more weekends in store for you for PCS3 APAC. And, it looks as though that Divine Esports really can bleed here. And, it could be anyone's game, as they're all going to be looking to go back, do their homework, and come back stronger. So without further ado, that's all from us, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all have a very pleasant evening.
That's right. We'll see you then.